I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Part of me was thinking to leave y'all waiting a minute longer just so I could hear aquatic bass more. Because I literally had that open for two reasons. What's up, Mind Boy? Aqua Sakura Goggles. I had that open for two reasons. One, it's to make sure that I have everything ready before it's actually time to stream. And two, it's to make sure I like go use the bathroom or do all the shit that I have to do in order to set everything up. And I managed to get set up pretty decently. So I sat there, and then for like 45 seconds, I noticed this was, I had this as the song for the starting soon. And I'm like, God, I love this song. I could probably keep them waiting a minute longer just so I can enjoy the song. But no, seriously. What's up, people? It's time to the second half of Shadow's story. And I apologize for starting late. I had to eat dinner. Dinner was later than usual. And I didn't feel like eating dinner in front of the camera. So, in order to make it easier for you all to watch me and stay on track and not get my controller nasty as hell, I decided to wait until I was done eating. So, yeah. But to make up for it, I'll probably wind up making the stream a bit longer as a result.
The doctor's traveling by train.
The doctor's traveling by train. Also, I just noticed something. So, I did not save right here. I saved right in front of the fucking train station to ensure that we don't run into this particular issue of me looking for the goddamn train station. But for some reason, when you save the game, what the game does is that it defaults you to where the cutscene is supposed to take place based on the event. So, for example, even though I saved right in front of the train station, because at this point in the game of Shadow's story, he's supposed to be back there near the warehouse, because that's the last event that happened. What they do is that they don't put Shadow at the fucking warehouse. What they do is that they don't put him in front of the train station. They put him at the warehouse. And they do that so that you can, I guess to default him to that area. Because it's a lot easier to start Shadow off at his spawn point rather than to start him off at the area where you saved him. Because if you do that, then I guess it's to protect yourself from soft locks. Or, let's see, Sonic 06, because the name is Sonic 06. That means, I believe, in 2006, it's 2022 now. So the game should be 22... 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh my god. This game's about... No, it's not 50 years old. It's 16 years old. That can't be right. No, it is. Oh my god. Yeah, this... No. 2006. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22... Yeah! Holy shit! Yeah, this game's 16 years fucking old! Jesus Christ! Ugh! Ugh! Gross. Gross. Oh yeah, because Sonic Adventure 2 is like more than 20 years old, and that's grosser. Time. But enough of that. So yeah, I want to tell myself it's to protect you from soft locks. Like, let's say I get Shadow stuck in a spot where he can't fucking move, like right here or something, I don't know. And then I save the game, and then every time I start the game, I can't start. So to stop that, they just prevented that and made it so Shadow starts at the warehouse instead of right in front where I saved. But probably the easier answer is, they don't let you save where you are because they would have to code Shadow being pretty much everywhere in the area as potential save lock points. And they didn't want to do that. Or Sonic the Hedgehog is going to be 16 later this year. At the moment, it's still 15 years old. Oh, so yeah, it's gonna be... So later, I can't remember what month this game came out, but I do know that this game came out in 2006. So obviously that means that it's gonna be 16, and that's a scary thought. Also, we're at Radical Train, and I barely remember Shadow's section of this level. I think there's a car part. I can't remember.
Your
You're just wasting your time. You're never going to catch me.
God, I hate this thing.
I've got to stop the
Bruh!
doctor's train.
Bruh! I'm just trying to get Shadow to move on the speed dashes. But the problem is, every time I move him forward, if you move the analog stick slightly, Shadow will veer off into whatever direction.
I have to destroy the train so it doesn't get wrong.
Alright, we can't hit the ground ever. Yeah. No!
You're never going to catch me.
Oh, fuck. We gotta do the same thing Silver did and stop the trains from hitting the spot. Oh, that's lame. What the fuck? Then why have enemies surround me and shit? I guess to, like, distract you.
I've got to stop the doctor's train. I'm going to have to destroy the train so it doesn't get wrong.
Okay.
Stop the train.
So where's the switch? Oh, there it is. Cool, found it. That was actually really convenient.
The barrier is stopping me. Hurry up and take down the barrier.
Oh, I didn't even know that was there. How do I... What? What?
Down. Farewell.
What just happened?
Let's get moving.
Okay, whatever. I'm not quite sure what happened. What? Also, what the fuck just happened? Why did it launch Shadow off the side like that?
Get moving.
Boosh! Oh, you gotta press forward. You have to, like, commit to forward, too. You have to basically commit to forward. You're on.
Where am I? What is this? Where's Maria?
Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Alright, what up, media?
Never going to catch me.
Doing good, doing well. Happy to be here.
Train.
Oh, you? Oh, good. You're already here.
Yep. What the hell? It just
Yeah,
veered me off.
You're just wasting your time. You're never going to catch me.
I hate.
Then at this point, you already returned from the future. You're about to.
Also, why does it sound like you're talking through a cup?
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, fix your mic.
To destroy the train so it doesn't get away.
Also, I did not know you could. I did not know you could go on that grind rail.
Stopping me. The barrier's down. Farewell.
Okay, whatever.
Let's get moving.
Alright, how's that?
All right, that's better.
Okay.
This conveyor belt
Alright.
changes direction.
Here, put it up here. Okay, I'm good.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So then you're already pretty far in. I think you're like halfway through Shadow Story already at this point. You already came back from the future. Right now you're about to like meet up with Silver.
Let's get
Like,
moving.
Yeah.
I forgot he says that.
Out of all the stories, Shadows is actually the most frustrating.
That's interesting to hear you say. I was because my opinion was that I think out of all the stories, Shadow's is like the most to the point. In a sense.
No. I'm talking about gameplay. I don't give a shit about.
Oh.
Story-wise, it's fine. It's literally just Shadow the Hedgehog 2.
Yeah.
Gameplay-wise, Shadow's story has been nothing but a fucking mess.
This scale is fragile. I better just run across.
Little bullshit shows up, and you would think, oh, he controls just like Sonic. But it's very clear they put more effort into Sonic's controls than Shadow's.
Yeah, like when making the 3 different characters, like yeah, they wanted to at least make Shadow feel somewhat different from Sonic, so they made him more like combat like. Like it's more like if you put how do I put this? Like a brawler type character.
It'd be like if you
sense.
put Knuckles in this damn game, but each controlled correctly.
The doctor's traveling.
I guess it.
Shoot, I've got to get to the station.
Oh my god. Yeah, Shadow's had the buggiest moments in here. And I know why. I know one of the big reasons why. So he can use the homing attack just like Sonic. But unlike Sonic, where Sonic just does it and he's done with it, Shadow does like this hi-ya pose afterwards. So like...
Yeah. It gives you the option to like then have this big combo moment where you like beat up the character, or beat up the robots and stuff.
So it leaves them wide open for bullshit. And there's, like I said, like in the last part that I did of this, Shadow's story, like gameplay wise, is so buggy. There's so much glitchy and buggy shit in this one. Silver's had his own fair share of bugs, but I could get around them. And Silver doesn't move fast enough for them to be a problem. Shadow moves as fast as Sonic does, but he's not. The problem with Shadow is that he runs into some shit that I just have no real control of.
Yeah, I see that. I think for me, if I'm gonna be 100% honest, back when I played 06, when playing the Shadow story, when playing a Shadow like normally, I never really had a big problem. But there was one thing that I will admit I had a problem that for me made the Shadow gameplay annoying, at least for me, and that was the vehicles. Where in Shadow the Hedgehog I actually, like where in Shadow the Hedgehog I actually enjoyed the vehicles. In Sonic 06, the vehicles were very unnecessary. There was no need to include them or to
I don't know.
put them in. And I understand why. It's because he's an agent of God now. So it's like oh, like he uses all their toys, but it's like, well, yeah, but he's Shadow the Hedgehog. He's the ultimate life form. He doesn't really need it. He's faster than a motorcycle and he's more powerful than a tank. So why use it? He only, like, heck, if he needed to fly, he didn't need that weird hang glidey thing. He just needs room. So it's kind of like, yeah, that's like, at least like world building wise, that doesn't entirely make a lot of sense. But it never. Yeah, that's one thing I'll say. Like, this is probably, as our friend Samurai would say, this is probably the one time you'll ever hear me say something bad about Sonic 06.
Oh,
again,
fuck, I forgot his light dash was the fucking B button.
Get moving.
Because some genius decided it was a good idea to make all of fucking Shadow's moves be the fucking B button. Oh my god. The camera moved and Shadow's homing attack got veered to a different direction.
Let's get moving.
Oh my god.
I don't think I've ever seen someone struggle on this level as much as you right now.
Thanks, media.
Like
you're a real friend. I'll never forget it.
I love you, buddy. You know that. I care deeply about you. But like, out of all the Sonic 06 stages, I feel like the most annoying stages for me, it has to be like, which is really funny because you beat them already, which is freaking what was it called? The future. Like all the future levels, those were always the hard ones for me. the future levels were always dictated to butt. This one was kind of like, I don't know. This one I felt for me was fun.
No, there's nothing fun about this.
Dang.
Shadow's constantly hovering over a bottomless pit. And the problem is when Shadow jumps, let's say you continue to press A after that little combo I just did. Guess what he does? He shoots forward as if he's still doing the homing attack. So you wind up falling to your death because Shadow's now jumping and homing attacking towards something that no longer exists.
Okay.
So I have to be very careful with my button press.
Just run across it.
Also, why is he not using Light Dash?
Can he not? I forgot whether or not he can use Light Dash in this game.
He can. That's what the row of rings across is for.
Well, then that's
I'm
weird. Yeah,
pressing
he
the
should be able
button,
to
but
do
for
that.
some reason Shadow has decided that he no longer wants that move in his moveset.
This conveyor belt changes.
Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. I pressed A so I can move a little bit forward and not have to go to a slow crawl in order to get to the next spot. And the homing attack said, let's take Shadow this way. It'll be funny.
Dang.
Oh my god.
Alright, okay, so then just
Okay,
for
it's very
just
obvious what I have to do. I just gotta take my fucking time. And I
Yeah,
have to
most
be
likely.
very meticulous about my A button presses.
Yeah. If anything, just count it in your head. 1, 2, 3, stop. 1, 2, 3, stop, or something like that. I don't know. Which for gameplay wise is probably not something you want to do in a Sonic game.
The doctor's traveling.
Let me see.
Goggles is saying the most random shit in the chat. I've ignored it.
Wait, say that?
I said Goggles is
Yeah,
saying
let-
the most random shit in the chat, so I've ignored it.
Here, I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, just translate it for me.
Nice, yeah, I got you. Okay, so while I do that, I'm gonna
He said,
put myself
who
through a
wants
little
ice
bit of a
cream? And
recap.
I'm not sure what that has to do with what's happening, but I don't even...
I wouldn't mind ice cream.
I mean, I don't really want ice cream.
Is it because you're not in the mood, or is it because, like, secretly you're not much of an ice cream guy?
I'm not much of an ice cream guy.
Never going to catch
Really? Okay, that's
I
interesting.
mean, it's okay, but...
The doctor's train.
Is it more like a flavor thing, like you're like that, like you like, because I know some people prefer other flavors than sweet.
Get away.
So it's like, is it that you're not into like that many sweet things, or is it just ice cream particularly?
I'm not really a big sweets person.
See what you did, Goggles? You're making us talk about ice cream on screen, but heck with it. It got me interested. No, I'm pretty basic when it comes to like chocolate, vanilla, all that stuff. So
I mean, I
it's,
can eat ice cream. I'm not usually wanting it all the time.
nah, okay, I feel it. No.
This conveyor belt changes direction.
Okay, so we got. Oh, wrong one.
Well, I had to not use the homing attack there because if I did, I would have veered off.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I wasn't saying wrong one to you. Like when it comes to your gameplay. No, I was saying wrong because I was going on Twitch so I could read the chat and like see what that Goggles and the others are saying. But then I realized, oh wait, no, I clicked on the wrong screen. So then it's like, oh wait, no, wrong screen. That's what I meant. Okay, so okay, so we got.
Okay, I figured it out.
Okay, see, hey, what's up, Aqua Sakura? Hey, Geronimo. Hope you guys are doing well. We got 7 people watching the stream right now.
What the? Oh, he clipped the bottom. Bruh. I tried to jump, and I was fighting the conveyor belt, and he hit the bottom with his fucking head. Oh my god.
That's just annoying. Okay, so to give myself a little bit of a recap, Just so I know. So, from my understanding, you already went through Sonic's story, and then did you already go to Silver story, or
Yep.
or is it Shadow story
Yep.
second?
I did Silver
Okay,
Story
so Shadow's
already.
the last.
That means, well, you've told on yourself now. That means, meaty. That means you don't watch my shit.
No, well, no. It's just I lost track. I lost track of which ones you've done.
I've done Silver. I've done two. I've done 2 of Silver's already and beat his. Both lasting about 3 hours. So that means you haven't watched 6 hours of content.
Dang. I gotta do
I
some
thought you were
homework.
the Sonic guy.
I am the Sonic guy.
Not proving it.
Oh yeah. Ask me any question about this game and I'll answer it.
Did you watch that part where I did Silver Story?
See, now
Alright.
this is more questioning me as like, okay, maybe not a Sonic guy, more like, wait, actually no, wait.
Oh, don't
I
tell
don't
me.
win my grades here anyway, so like, how deep of the grade do I want to think about?
Where's the switch? Where's the switch? Oh my god.
Should be on the right side.
Oh, you gotta destroy the enemies first, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Ah!
You gotta break the piggies. Alright, but with that in mind, with that kind of recap, I did wanna. Oh great! Now you have goggles thing. What the heck? Oh yes, I'm happy to see you guys. Aqua Sakura. Okay, you like Bluebell. Pecan. What the hell?
What?
Nah, I've never met someone who liked pecan ice cream. What the heck? I mean, no,
There's tons
like,
of people that
nothing
like
against you,
pecan.
Aqua Sakura.
There's tons of people that like pecan ice cream.
I've never met anyone who liked pecan ice cream.
What? Really?
Yeah, not that I know. I mean, banana pudding is fine according to Aqua Sakura, but like pecan, no. Okay, Aqua Sakura. Does Pyro co-host? He owned the Encyclopedia.
I don't.
I'm guessing that was your attempt at a joke.
No, he was asking, do I own the encyclopedia? I don't.
Oh, yeah, no, I know what it is. Dang, I haven't read that in a long time. Here we go.
Ah.
But yeah, no. Since I finally get to talk to you about Sonic 06, like on stream, this particularly has been something I've been waiting for a while. So I'm just happy to be here.
Chocolate and rainbow sherbet? Goggles, what the?
I've never tried
I
rainbow
was not
sherbet.
asking you. I was asking more of the person speaking. Oh, he was asking does media
It's
not
Goggles.
own? He does, I think, own it. The encyclopedia.
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
How is it?
Long time ago. I mean, it's basically what you expect when it's a Sonic encyclopedia.
Is this gonna
It's just
piss me the fuck off?
yes, it will. Like, if you don't like the vehicles in the game, then you're not gonna like
What the
this.
fuck is this shit?
Yeah, see, told you. At least you're not dead. Wait. Okay. This is a weird thing. I never knew you could get through this part without the motorcycle. All these years that I played this game, I've always gone through with the motorcycle. You're telling me we never needed the motorcycle? Okay, no, now I admit I'm a little upset now.
Those attacks are gonna keep me away.
I know I'm probably gonna die because the train's gonna make it to where it needs to, but I'm curious.
Okay, so you do need the motorcycle.
Yeah, but I'm curious.
Okay, I was about to get upset because I remember I remember going through this level with the motorcycle all the time, thinking it was like thinking it was like necessary. Man, let's see. Why are the vehicles in this game as well as in Shadow the Hedgehog move so slow? Agua Saga, in all honesty, like, if you want the immediate answer, it's probably, like, my answer is probably going to be like, oh, maybe it's because Sonic and Shadow realistically move more faster than the vehicles. If you want the Tyrone to God 3 answer, it's more because the game is all sucky and buggy.
I know I'm gonna lose because the train is technically faster than Shadow, which is ironic in and of itself.
It's time to give up.
But I want to see what I can do.
It is kind of funny. You know what
Fuck!
would have been,
Okay, yeah, okay, there we go. I wanted to see how far I can. I'm actually surprised how fast Shadow was able to keep up.
Yeah. Actually, you know what's funny? If this would have been like a mod or something, where you could switch characters in each story, if you played Sonic and used the red gem to slow down time, you probably could have caught up.
Or if I used the blue gem and sped him up.
Well, that depends. Are you good at using the blue gem and not crashing?
I mean, you can't use any. You literally can't press any analog button while you're dashing.
That's why I'm asking you. Are you confident in your ability to not crash in this game?
Not really.
Then I would recommend the red gem.
Because you want to know, literally, I just adjusted my thumb slightly so I can get Shadow back on the line, and it literally jolted him to the other direction.
Okay, here's something I'll bring up just because you went through the other stories. So, first things first, I want to say, as my own little mini thoughts on, Sonic 06 so far from what you've played. First off, and it's okay if you disagree with me on this, that's fine, but Sonic 06, I've already said this before on your stream before, I'm going to say it again just to reiterate. For those who don't know, Sonic 06 is my favorite Sonic game of all time.
It's true,
You can make fun of me if you want. It's true, he's true, I said it. It's my favorite Sonic game of all time. And you can make fun of me all you want, that's fine. Go ahead and laugh, share with your friends. If anything, that'll make people interested to be like, why the heck do you like this garbage? But, first off, I'm going to say the first thing that made me hooked on Sonic 06, years and years ago when I first discovered this game, and the first thing that got me hooked was that opening movie where the Kingdom of Soliana are celebrating the Flames Festival. And first off, I just felt like at the time, maybe not now, but at the time, the graphics felt beautiful.
What? Why did I get a B for this?
I don't know.
I died like 1,000,000 times.
They feel sad for you.
Whatever. Go ahead.
They feel
Explain why you like this dumbass game.
They feel sad. But no, it's just for me, the only other opening that might be as good as this one, I'd say, is Sonic Unleashed, but with this, it's like, I just feel like it did such a good job at least for Sonic's story, kind of building it up. You have this very beautiful, very wonderful, very Disney-like celebration of fireworks and whimsy and all this stuff happening, and then you see this princess girl with Elise having this weird picture of this giant demonic thing, and it's okay, Sonic's gonna most likely fight this new god. Oh wait, we have a cutscene. Let me let us hear this first.
You should go find him yourself.
You can talk through this. Nobody gives a fuck about it.
But here's a hint.
I care.
To the Soliana disaster 10 years ago.
The Solaris Project.
Indeed.
Oh, I miss Jason Griffin as Shadow. Oh,
Really?
Bring him to
I like his.
I really
I like
do.
the older voice actor, the one who did Shadow before.
Solaris.
that's fine. Like
I don't know,
he was good too.
It weirds me out when a character like if a character is voicing two characters at once. Like no matter what, when I look at Shadow with the Jason Griffith voice, he also voiced Sonic during that time.
Yeah, it is.
So all I can imagine is Sonic just switching to Shadow immediately.
I knew it.
I think.
It's just weird for me.
Yeah, no, I understand. I think it's
also,
a weird thing.
Silent is voiced by Jason Griffith in Pokemon.
This time,
So
Yes, I remember that.
I don't want to imagine Silent
Ableist Trigger
fucking going,
must die.
it's tasting time. Like, no, that's weird.
Wait, no. Okay, chat, if you can make this happen, chat, I want you to somehow go online, find any of your artist friends, any of your animator friends, or anything like that, or anyone who just knows how to edit. I want you to go online, get a clip of Sonic going to a chili dog stand, and then get a voice clip of Silent saying, "It's evaluation time!" as he's about to eat a chili dog. That's your homework. And the next time we stream, or if at any point post it on Twitter or whatever, tag us, put the hashtag Tyrone stream or something, and just like let's see how that goes. Cause now I want to see that.
Well, it's time for me to whoop Silver's ass. So.
How did he do as Sonic against him?
Oh, I whooped his ass. I beat the shit out of him.
Okay. Okay, so you're not like other people who.
Well,
It's no use.
Well, I know the.
Take this.
Well, you're not supposed to hit him directly when the fight starts. You wait for him to say it's no use, then hit him.
You know that.
Well, yeah, it's literally his wide opening spot. He can't use psychokinesis on you after you already held another thing down. I thought everybody knew that. See, when he says, how about this, he's holding something.
I mean,
Now I'm doomed.
Take this! I don't know if you've seen Game Grumps, because they had a real hard time with this fight.
Yeah, you're supposed to wait for Silver to have something in hold already. Then you eat
Yeah.
it. Although Silver's taking his sweet ass time to actually hold something.
Now I think one of the main problems when it comes to fighting Silver as Shadow is kind of what you mentioned earlier about Shadow's gameplay, but compared to Sonic is, with Sonic, you could easily jump dash away from him, but because Shadow has that old combo thing, kind of makes it a little bit more difficult. Yeah, like you hit him, but you're most likely gonna get hit back. And I don't know if Chaos Spear helps.
Ah, yeah, you're in his line of fire at this point.
Yeah. So it's like, I guess the strategy is, whenever you hit him, make sure you got a ring, because you know you're gonna get hit back.
Also, he takes a little bit longer in order to hit you.
Yeah.
Get away from me!
Goodness gracious.
It's no use.
Yeah, see, that didn't work.
Oh, I thought it was gonna launch into infinity.
But
No! I needed that to live!
Oh no!
Fuck.
Dang.
Alright.
Usually when fighting characters like Silver or like characters that have these types of like fighting styles, I usually just go with the one ring and then like save as many rings around the map as possible. Because I know I'm gonna get hit.
Sweet.
So yeah, no, going back to it, so yeah, we have this like, we see like at least have this like big prophecy, seeing like this dangerous lava god creature with Iblis, and it's like you're like, oh, okay, so this character has like mystery and stuff. So you know that there's like a mystery in this story. You know, there's some sort of giant deity that Sonic's gonna have to fight again, because like at this point you're kind of used to Sonic fighting deities, and then Eggman attacks. And first off, okay, I can agree with people that I was a little weirded out with Eggman's design in the game. That's fine, but I kind of got over it really quick. So So I'll give that. I'll give that. That it's like, oh wait, what happened to Eggman? But then like, I just liked how threatening he felt. I like how like he was threatening, but also surprisingly suave, very gentlemanly. Like it's like now, princess, this way, please. And just like being very courteous, doing all the bows and stuff. I was like, it's like he's enjoying this. He's having a good time with this. And then my favorite part, is you see this blue tornado blowing around, and it's like, oh, you know what it is? That the music starts playing, the Sonic Arrives music, and he appears as like, hey, that's a pretty nice performance. I love it. Like that, everything at that point is just, it felt like Sonic. It felt so great. He had the energy, he had the character, he had just like what I want from Sonic in this type of story. And it's just really fun. I don't know, like, the opening always felt very fun, and then also the ending of Sonic's story is another fan favorite moment of mine. Where, at the very end, where, like, after you defeat Eggman and save Elise from his ship, and the ship is falling apart, and the whole aspect of him going up, the ship is being destroyed, it's falling down, and it's like, aren't you worried? And she repeats the line that she said to him, where it's like, if you have time to worry, then run. And his world is playing in the background, he's jumping around, it's all cool, it's all great, and I just love it. I I also love the fact that Sonic has a dorky side in this game, like that laugh. He has such a dorky laugh, and I found that so endearing.
Chaos control.
Oh, this is a good scene.
I don't know, Sonic's story seems repetitive as fuck to me. It's save Elise a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's the Mario story. Of course it's gonna be repetitive.
With a Chaos Emerald.
I'm sorry, your princess is in another castle.
Yeah, but with Mario it works because Mario has based itself around simplicity. The only time it tries to be complex is during its RPG games, like in Paper Mario.
Can't lose.
Yeah.
Not when I'm so close.
But here, it's a Sonic game, and Sonic games try to take themselves more seriously during this era. So it looks weird that Sonic is saving this princess a bunch of times in one game. Plus, when Mario saves the princess, he's saving the one princess the one fucking time. And those others are Toad telling him that he fucked up. Here, he's saving Princess Elise only for her to get kidnapped again. Princess Elise only gets kidnapped once in her games. In each game that she's in. Elise gets kidnapped 5 fucking times in one game.
He's trying to eliminate the past.
Yeah, I feel like they could have done something where if they really wanted to elongate the story, like either kidnap Princess Elise and have it be until the very end of Sonic's story that he finally saves her, or have it be like Sonic and because Tails and Knuckles are in the story where I'll admit, like Tails I can understand, but Knuckles realistically has no reason to be in the story, sadly, even though I like seeing him here. Like again, this is another opinion that maybe I may have that other people might not, that I love the fact that so many of Sonic's friends are in this story and that all of them are playable, but like Knuckles arguably out of all of them is the most questionable to be here, because like, well, what are you doing here? Why are you not with the Master Emerald? Like literally the only reason you're here is because Eggman gave you a letter to give to Sonic. So that's the one thing
Why
I'll
would he
say.
give him a letter to give to Sonic when he literally passed Sonic up like 12 different times?
Exactly. So it's like, realistically, it would have made more sense for him to give the letter to Tails, because he knew at that point that Tails was coming to town anyways. I think that would have made sense. Like, if they wanted to include Knuckles, like, okay, like, include Knuckles and maybe give, like, a little bit of, because this is why I love Shadow stories so much in this game, is because Rouge and Omega feel like they earned their place in this story, because the story in the end, like not spoiling too much because you already saw a good chunk of this last Wednesday, but like a good chunk of the story of Shadow story in Sonic 06 is the development and the relationship of Team Dark. So Rouge and Omega, they're there for Shadow. Meanwhile, like, Knuckles and Sonic are friends, but it's like, usually Knuckles needs a reason to be there. So, if anything, if they wanted to bring Knuckles in here, maybe have it that Solaris and Iblis have some sort of connection to, like, the past of the Echidnas or the Master Emerald, because, again, that's one story point that we still could explore more in the Sonic, like, mythos. We only had that in Sonic Adventure 1 and a little bit of Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Rider Zero Gravity, but that's it. And it wasn't even like the Echidnas, it was just Knuckles being a treasure hunter in Sonic Rider Zero Gravity.
Well, Knuckles is here because Sonic Heroes existed.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
And Sonic
Like,
Sonic needs two teammates.
It looks like their science was pretty advanced.
No, again, I like that Knuckles is here. Just, you know, they can do a better job of at least giving a brief explanation of why he's here. Like, even if it has to be something lazy, like Eggman stole the Master Emerald again, and they can literally say in one line, like, "Really, Knuckles again?" Or I don't know, something like that. Like, at least it gives him a reason.
The reason I gave was short. Sonic Heroes existed.
No, but okay. This is where the difference between you and I lie. I always think of story reasons and in-world reasons. You think of the real life reasons.
I know what you meant, and I know what I said. Sonic
I
Heroes
know
happened.
what you said.
I know what you meant, and I very much agree with you. But at the exact same time,
no, you're right. It's because Sonic Heroes exists. Like, literally, the moment Knuckles joins...
I'm telling you what I see in front of me right now, and probably what Sega thought, not what you thought. And what they thought was, Sonic Heroes happened.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not. I'm playing the original 06, by the way, to answer your question earlier. They were like, oh yeah, that's right. Sonic's team consists of Tails and Knuckles.
Yeah. Free Princess 20XX. Okay, let me read through the chat real quick before I continue. Okay, this I want to read this just because it was funny, and this goes back to the Silver fight. Launching Shadow to Infinity and Beyond. Great, that's fun. Love that.
So you like this game more for the story aspect of it?
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Which a lot of people say they don't like the story of this game at all.
I love the story so much. In my opinion, it might be one of the best storytelling when it comes to the Sonic.
Really?
Sonic universe as a whole. Now I want you to understand that this game is more personal to me than other Sonic games, though. So maybe that is the thing, because I've been waiting. Keep in mind, when Sonic 06 came out, I didn't get it yet. I had to wait because I didn't have a PS3. So I had to wait over 5 to 6 years before I finally get a PS3. No, I didn't have an Xbox either. So I had to wait until 5 or 6 years, you know, because my parents and I are poor. So, like, so I had to wait all those years to finally get a PS3. And the first game they got me was Sonic 06 and, ironically, Toy Story 3, but that's another story. but at the moment I grabbed Sonic 06, every moment I guess it's because I waited so long for the game, and I've seen so many music videos and gameplay videos online. I fell in love with it more and more. I fell in love with the characters. I fell in love with the world. I fell in love with, like, the world design, even though I know that this is not people's favorites, but it's like I just really appreciated it for what it was. The music, oh my, his world, in my opinion, continues to be Sonic's anthem. That's my opinion. Again, you don't have to agree, but in my opinion, his world is Sonic's anthem.
That's not an opinion. It's proven that his world is Sonic's anthem. It says it in the what the fuck? No, sorry. What I meant was, like, out of all Sonic songs, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they've said it.
Oh.
That's the song that they played when he went into Smash Brothers.
No, they played Live and Learn.
Ah, shit, they did play that. Oh, but his world is a song option.
Yes, his world is a song option. But so is almost every other Sonic game, Sonic song. But yes, like it is very, like, synonymous to to Sonic. Like just the feeling and the rock and all that stuff. It's just it feels so good, and I guess that's the thing.
So I've summed it up. Then you like the outer aesthetic aspects of Sonic 06. The gameplay you can give a shit less about.
Yeah, no. For me, when I played the game itself, I just played it. Like, I guess I didn't give it too much of a thought. It's just, oh, the character plays like this. Okay, then I'll make sure to play like this. Like, I didn't go shoot.
Bad gameplay can fuck a whole game's experience up. Because, alright, I'll admit, it's not the worst story a Sonic game's ever had. You like it a little too. You like it a little further than most people would like a Sonic story, but it's not the worst story a Sonic game can think of. I mean, it's got the same format as your average Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 game. You do everybody's story modes, and then you wind up doing the final story mode, which inevitably involves you turning into Super Sonic or some shit. In the first game, it was Sonic who went Super Sonic. In the second game, it was Sonic and Shadow that went Super. And the third game, this one, it's Sonic, Shadow, and Silver that goes Super. So this was meant to be Sonic 3, Adventure 3, essentially. Like, this is Sonic Adventure 3. They just didn't want to call it that because they were trying to reboot the series, and to hold the name Adventure 3 holds a lot of fucking responsibilities that they didn't want to deal with. Now, some people argue that this story is bad because of the plot holes in it. Like, for example, the time traveling shit that happens that we're doing right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no,
because the last thing you're supposed to do in a narrative is fuck with time. Because when you fuck with time, then problems happen.
Okay, so actually, that's a very funny point that you brought up. Like, even I'll admit that the one thing that was a little weird about the time travel aspect is, like, of course, one of the big MacGuffins as always in the Sonic game are the Chaos Emeralds, right? And as you're about to see at the end of this level, like, is like at one point, like, well, you already saw this when we did Silver's story, but like Silver gives Elise like a Chaos Emerald that she would apparently, according to the story, grow up with. But then the question is, wait, but Sonic has used the 7 Chaos Emerald multiple times in other situations. How does Elise have this one? Like, there's that whole weird situation, and again, this is the game. We're not going by comic logic, where in the comics there's like secretly more than 7 Chaos Emeralds until Sonic made them turn into 7. No, this is game logic where there's always just been 7. So you can't exactly give that excuse, so I'll give that, where it's like, okay, that kind of makes a little to no sense. Also, I just realized, you're playing Silver, do you have his stun attack?
It doesn't matter if I do or don't in this one, because if you use any of the other hedgehogs in the other hedgehog story, they don't come equipped with everything that they have.
Yeah, they always have the power-ups that you have in your gameplay.
No, they don't.
Like, if you look, that's weird. In my game, they had the power-ups. Like, if I unlock a certain power-up in Silver's story, but I play Silver in Shadow or Sonic's story, he has those abilities. Yeah, see?
Oh, you want to know what it probably was?
What?
When I used Silver in Kingdom Valley, I didn't use Silver yet in Sonic's story, so he didn't have it. Then again, that's probably because I'm not going around fucking using the other characters outside. Like, I did Sonic's whole story. I didn't jump to like another character's story when I had the ability to use him.
Yeah. I think when I think I did the same thing where I played all the way through, but again, I love the game so much that I just replayed it over and over again, so that's why I knew that.
Jesus. Nah, I'm sorry. A game can have a decent story, but if the gameplay's bad, I'm not invested.
That's fine. Look, again, that is totally fine that you don't like it, or that's totally fine that maybe you're not a fan. Like, that's okay. That's fine. Like, I'm used to the idea that I tend to have a bit of a different opinion than others when it comes to like stuff like this. That's like, it's not a big deal for me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I even said it. The story isn't a terrible story. It's just the gameplay is so bad, it detaches me from it.
Alright, that's fair. Let me see.
Like, it's hard to be emotionally invested in a story when the game won't stop fucking glitching. Like, I wind up dying to some bullshit that I didn't want to die to.
Yeah. Okay, actually, okay, so Orion brought something up that I'm gonna point out right now. Okay, so Orion, I despise Sonic Boom. Like,
everybody hates Sonic Boom.
Yeah, but I don't even count it as a real, like Sonic game, because it's not even part of the main Sonic universe. So it's like, kind of like a game that has Sonic's face in it, but it's not really Sonic. So there's that. If you want to know what my least favorite Sonic game in the main Sonic series is, like, realistically speaking, I'd say Sonic and the Secret Rings.
I like Sonic and the Secret Rings.
That's fine. It's okay that that's fine if you like it. I did not like it at all. And believe it or not, it's really funny because you and I went through this whole conversation saying how I love Sonic and Sonic 06 because the story and I didn't care much of the gameplay. Sonic and the Secret Rings may be the only Sonic game where I consistently got angry at the gameplay. Every Sonic game that I've ever played in my life, I can work with the gameplay fine. Sonic 06, Sonic and the Black Knight.
Whoa. You like Sonic. You can work with Sonic 06's gameplay, but Secret Rings is the game that fucks with you in terms of gameplay?
Yes.
You do know the power-ups that Sonic gets in Secret Rings fix that problem, right? Now, granted, I'll admit, Sonic and the Secret Rings is that game that I like that I know is flawed. I know it has a problem. I know it's not good. Like, I'll admit, it's not a good game. It's not. I like it because if we had to talk about the gameplay as to why I like it because the power-ups that you get literally fix the problems. Oh, Sonic moves faster if you use this power-up. Sonic can jump higher if you use this one. Sonic, when you use this power-up, Sonic doesn't have to fucking stop in the midsection. Or you can stop Sonic manually. Or this power-up lets it so that when Sonic lands, he can boost faster so that he moves forward and doesn't lose momentum when he drops to the ground. Like there's stuff, or there's one where it makes it so like Sonic's covered in flames, so if he tries to jump and he runs into an enemy, the enemy doesn't end up blindsiding Sonic. They took into account that that the physics are fucked. They know that, so they made power-ups according to that.
Yeah, no, I remember the power-ups. So like, that's one thing that I'll give to Black Knight and Secret Rings. That it's like, oh, like I like a lot of the RPG aesthetics, like power-ups that they tried putting. It wasn't enough for me.
Oh, what up, Ian? Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm saying hi to the two. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
But I've been contemplating of playing Sonic, but Secret Rings takes its Tyrone. Okay, Sakura, I wish you the best of luck.
Now, if we had to talk about outside the gameplay, also there's a motorcycle if you want to ride it, but fuck that. Also, if you want to talk about outside the gameplay, I like Secret Rings for that soundtrack is amazing.
Oh, the soundtrack is great. Like, one thing that will never be bad about a Sonic game, in my opinion, is the music. Like, you'll never hear me complain about a Sonic game's music, except maybe Boom. But
Sonic 4 doesn't have great music to me.
I mean, it just feels like repetitions of like songs that you heard before, so I didn't really put much thought into that.
I get what they were doing. They were trying to go for a classic like sound, but they wound up just sounding like a bunch of dying cats. And I'm good on dying cats.
That's funny. But yeah, no, like that's the thing. Like, it's just Secret Rings just never did it. Like, I like Shara. I like the idea of Sonic going to the world that he's of the storybooks and stuff like that. Like, here's the thing: the storybook series that they wanted to do with Secret Rings and Black Knight, I was never against it. I thought it was a fine idea, something interesting and different and fun that I could see them do for a side series. I thought it was a lot of fun. Like, I even remember that me and my friends would get together and talk about, hey, what do we think would be the next installment of the storybook series? We were thinking, like, what if Sonic went to the world of, like, mythology or a Western story or I don't know the Odyssey or I don't know, or just something of like famous storytelling. Maybe fairy tales. Maybe Sonic went to the world of fairy tales and some of that. That would be a lot of fun. But with Secret Rings specifically, it's just it really is gameplay that just killed it for me. I hated the fact that you just always went forward. Which again was the problem for me in Black Knight, but again the gameplay was at least a little bit more fun in Black Knight because I mean you have a sword.
And Secret Rings you had time break and speed break.
Yeah, I mean it only time break and speed break, like it only helps so much. But in the end, it's like my experience with Sonic is always I like the feeling of it being somewhat of an open world. Like that's another reason why I love 06 and the Avengers so much. I like the idea of there being like it's not truly open world, of course, but it's like it feels like they know how to make it feel like it without it having to. And like I don't know, it's just Secret Rings. Just way too many times I died when I shouldn't have, or way too many times I felt like it was just the controls were a mess. Moments when I'm supposed to jump, I don't jump, or moments when I'm supposed to move forward, I move back, or moments when I'm supposed to move backward, because there's entire levels where you have to go backwards, but it keeps making me do a jump dash forward, and it annoyed the heck out of me.
I want to make this clear.
And it's like,
I want to make this clear, because I said it before, I know Secret Rings is bad. Secret Rings is my bad Sonic game that I like the game that I know is bad that I like. What you're supposed to do, and I find it weird that I got what they were going for, a customizable Sonic. They wanted to go the RPG route and make a customizable Sonic, because each of the skills that you get, you can allocate them to Sonic, and he does different traits. The problem with that is what do you do when that goes side by side with Sonic's like linearity of the level? What the game wants you to do is repeat a bunch of levels to get your score or to get your level up enough to where you can allocate Sonic's different skill sets onto him. That way when you do the later levels, you're already equipped with the gameplay fixing things that make it so that he's much better. So for example, by the time you beat the game, you've earned so many skills that Sonic is so equipped that the gameplay doesn't become as much of a problem anymore. The problem is that by the time you do all of that, you're done with the game. And you have no real reason to go back and do it again. They want you to, if you beat the game, play the game again, only this time now you have a fully equipped Sonic that makes those levels look like cakewalk. For example, Sand Oasis, when you do Sand Oasis, it's one of the most sloggiest, shittiest levels in the game, just simply because Sonic isn't equipped with his power-ups yet. So there's no Sonic that's able to go run faster.
Yes.
There's no Sonic that's able to stop at a dime. There's no Sonic that's able to do a flame dive so that enemies get hurt when he dives. There's no Sonic that accelerates himself when he jumps. There's no Sonic that allows him to move off of opponents much quicker. And there's no Sonic that works with the momentum of the game. Because all that stuff is supposed to be equipped. Now, that's the other issue, is that a lot of stuff that should have been mandatory gameplay are relegated to power-ups. It's kind of like when Sora learns how to fucking dodge.
Yeah.
Dodging should just be a natural skill set, not a thing that you have to customize to Sora's skill set chart.
You're going to leave it behind?
What IPs do you think Sega should revive next? I wouldn't mind Knights.
In the future.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Knights. I think Knights had... They tried to revive Knights for the Wii with Knights... I believe it was Knights Journeys in a Dream.
Course.
Yeah.
Yeah. They tried to revive Knights, but unfortunately it flopped, I think. And then I think they tried to do a cheap knockoff of Knights called Balan Wonderland.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But I don't like
I know about that. Not a lot of people do.
You can't guard till you level up to learn it. Yeah, shit like that in Kingdom Hearts. So that's the problem. Like, that's the Sonic Secret Ring's biggest problem, was customizing gameplay physics onto Sonic.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest issue. I think the thing is, though, what I liked about Secret Rings was, one, the music, and two, I like that in one level you're in like this evil factory that's like fire. Then you're in this like dinosaur jungle world. Then you're in like this skeleton graveyard like
Omega is still in pursuit
area.
of Mephiles.
Then you're in this. Then you're in like this
What did you
nighttime
find
temple
10 years ago?
situation.
I need
Like
you
there's
to
just so
Yeah.
much. And then you're on a pirate ship. Like Sonic gets to go to a
Very
lot of
diverse.
interesting
What materials the
places.
scepter of darkness was
Yeah, and I think that might have been one of my favorite things about the storybook series as well, is that there is a lot of variety when it comes to like level designs and like what you can do. Like again, Sonic's going to all these different worlds.
Hold up 1 second, Media. TZ, I know Balan Wonderland was Square Enix, but it's very clear they absorbed a lot of information off Knight's Journeys into Dreams. The character models look like Knight's Journeys into Dreams. The main character, I don't know what Balan Wonderland's like mascot character is. I don't know what that thing is. But
I don't know what he is.
He moves
Like-
just like Knights. The main
Yeah.
characters are like the male and female or whatever. It's Knight's journey. It's Knight's. It's a call out to Knight's. It
really is.
It's got Knight shit in it. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with you with a lot you're saying about that. Like that's one thing I'll give it to that it had like a lot of differentiation, and I really appreciate that. That made it a lot more fun. Shady Dolls, with the Kingdom Hearts 1 flashback. I mean, yeah, man. Like, I guess I love Kingdom Hearts 1, but there's a reason I tend to replay Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 a lot more often.
What the fuck?
But again, Kingdom Hearts 1 I usually play for story, and then, well, I play Kingdom Hearts for nothing but story. I guess that's the thing. Video games, I will always focus more on the story than anything else.
To me, gameplay is very important.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like, we have different, like, you have
I mean, if I
what
want
makes
story, I would watch a movie.
Yeah, that's what it is. I guess as a growing up, I like the idea of being part of the movie, being part of the adventure, so that's what video games tend to do for me. That's why I like a lot of my favorite games tend to be either games with big stories or games that have a lot of like really crazy worlds or crossovers or world building. That's why I like games like Kingdom Hearts or Sonic the Hedgehog or Pokemon or even Super Smash Bros. In a way. Those are all those are my top 4 like gaming franchises ever. So like that, it's always gonna mean something to me.
Yeah, because like even games that debatably have stories with big holes in them, like Adventure 2. I love Sonic Adventure 2. Great game, fun story. I admit the story has some problems with it, some big problems. But the gameplay's so good in Adventure 2 to me, I don't care how bad the story is. Because if you write Sonic Adventure 2 story on paper, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It looks cool, but the story is weird as hell. Because realistically, and I think Johnny pointed out most of the issues in the Adventure 2 story, so it's hard for me to like relay them all in the same way. But
Maybe say it in your words.
like, for example, there's apparently Eggman is going off to, Eggman already has a way he can get to the Space Colony Arc. So why did he go back to the base only to go back to the Ark again in order to fight Sonic and the others? And Sonic and the others go towards the Ark too, but they go on a rocket ship that's in the pyramid. Why would Eggman put a rocket ship in the pyramid when he can just teleport to the base? We sat there and watched him do it.
Backup plans, I guess? I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. It's like, maybe it's a backup plan. Like, oh, if he, for whatever reason, couldn't portal his way to the base, he needed a way to get there manually. I don't freaking know. He's a scientist.
I mean, like, on paper, it's silly, but I like the gameplay of it so much, I don't have to care about that. Because, like,
That's it.
Like, it's a Sonic game, so it's not meant to be taken super seriously, but at the same time, it helps. Oh, I didn't know that would happen if I talked to her back. Okay. So, wait. So, when that happens, it's not as bad and I can deal with it. I can deal with that. And it's not like, and the story is at least engaging enough to keep me invested. Because it's like, okay, cool. I get the like, if you go towards the beats, it makes sense. Sonic is arrested because he's mistaken for another hedgehog, which is Shadow the Hedgehog, who is basically a science experiment by Eggman's grandfather. Eggman's grandfather wound up going insane because they ended up killing his daughter, so he ended up making an ultimate super weapon that's meant to blow up the Earth when all the Chaos Emeralds are gathered. But Shadow doesn't get the full context of what happened, so he ends up making it a mission to get back at the humans for what they did to Maria. So then after that, Shadow joins Eggman's team, and Rouge is a spy, so as a double agent, she joins Eggman's team as well, so that they can gather the Chaos Emeralds. Meanwhile, Sonic breaks out of Prison Island. Once they break out of Prison Island, then they have to find a way in order to get at Eggman before Eggman shoots the Space Colony cannon again. But in order to do that, they gotta gather the Chaos Emeralds and stop the arc cannon before it blows up. So they gotta get into space, but Shadow and the others are already in space, so then it's a race against time to see who ends up stopping the cannon to fire first. Meanwhile, when all the Chaos Emeralds are gathered, Gerald's original experiment, the Bio Lizard, ends up getting released and fulfills its mission in order to crash the Space Colony Ark into Earth. So, when that happens, Shadow and Sonic have to put aside their differences, as well as Eggman and the others. They work together and they end up defeating the Bio Lizard and saving the world. Basic concept. It's not... You can write all of that on paper, and it seems like it would hold for a pretty decent story.
Yeah.
It has flaws. Definitely.
Right.
Oh, I think I know what I gotta do here.
I think you might need to either activate a light ring dash, or there's a vehicle you could take.
Shady Dolls, let's see, join the call discussion. I'd like Sega to revive Shining Force, Phantasy Star, Billy Hatchet, Sambe, D Amigo, Shinobi, Altered Beast, Comic Zone, and Burning Rangers. Ian, not this time around, dude, because I already had media as the guest, and I know when more people join, it gets weirder. Audio-wise, yeah, it gets weirder audio-wise because of the different servers that have to be open on Discord. So, I'm just gonna keep it to media for now. But Ian, you can definitely, no, it's good. You can definitely join in a different game that I stream later on. What am I doing again?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was because of the different servers. My response to that was gonna be, hey, I don't know about you, but the weirder for me, the better. But no, I get you.
No. I mean, like, because of the quality. I need the quality to
Of course,
stay. Yeah. Because then you're running Discord, then running Twitch, then running OBS, then running, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot to run. But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Also, I think Dante Inferno following makes it so we finally hit our 600 mark. So let's go.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, we're at 600
Let's
now.
go.
Yeah, we're at 600.
Also, we went up. Also, update. We went up to 15 viewers.
Oh, sweet. Oh yeah, because Terrell raided with a party of 5. That's why.
Hey, Terrell, how you doing?
What's up, Dante?
Thank you guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and then I think after Adventure 2. What happened?
Please tell me you heard that.
What happened?
You said, "What's up, Dante?" You talked to one of the characters, and he says, "Hey." I'm like, Dante.
Oh, got it. Oh, like he was responding as Dante.
Exactly. Okay, you were saying?
Oh, what I was gonna say. I think after Adventure 2, I think that was probably about as serious as they could go with a plot for Sonic, at least. So what happened is, I think in our Heroes, they tried to reel it back. Oh, this is the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah, it's... When it comes... I've had so many conversations about Sonic as a franchise and the storytelling, like, with different people, and it's like...
Oh, I get it.
It's tricky for me, because I appreciate Sonic as a story so much, I tend to, like, maybe this isn't the most healthy thing for me to do as a fan, so, like, I'll admit that maybe I'm doing something wrong here, but it's like, I like Sonic when they do try to go a bit further, a bit more farther, like, this is one of the reasons why, like many others, I didn't dislike Forces, but I am sad of Forces because for me, Sonic Forces felt like it had potential. It's a game that has a lot of wasted potential, in my opinion. Well, first I'll talk about the one big negative I have about Forces.
Sonic was in prison for months, comes out acting completely normal.
Well, yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but no. The one thing that I really did not like about Forces was Classic Sonic. I did not want him there.
Yeah, I don't know why he was there.
Yeah, he did not need to be there. I did not want him there. Keep him away. Let Classic Sonic do Classic Sonic stuff. Let Modern Sonic do his own stuff. That's it. They had their whole Generations adventure. That's fine. Maybe for like a 40th anniversary, they could do Generations 2. I don't know. I don't care. Just keep them away from all the other Sonic stories. With that in mind, okay, you just brought up, like, he was in prison. This is a game where Eggman finally apparently takes over the world, and it never truly feels like that. I wanted to see more, like, okay, I know this may have been asking too much, so first off, I want to make clear that I understand that. Maybe it is me asking too much as a fan. But the moment they explained to us the premise of the game, it's like Eggman won, like Eggman took over the world. The first thing I thought of was oh yeah, you really could. Was Sonic that? Like, it made me think of the Archie comics, it made me think of the cartoons, and I'm like, yo, we're going to that territory. Like, I'm not saying we're gonna see Sally or Bunny Rabbit or Antoine Nicoletta. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, we got a story where it's like, yo, like everything's in dismay, and the world is like really horrible right now. We're gonna see like really deeply see our characters in situations we never seen them before, where they're losing hope, and they need to get that hope back, and fight this war against Eggman. And I'm like, yo, I'm in for it. I want to see again, like, not super dark, but dark enough for a Sonic story. Like, I wanted to see that, and it's just like, damn, like, it's like they say how Sonic was in prison for 6 months, and he doesn't seem that way. Like, it's like they were torturing him, but it's like, oh, he's fine. And it's like, and Tails, he just lost it. What do you mean Tails looks fine? He seems normal, even though they gave the idea that he was gonna be crazy or something. And then let me
use a weird reference. In Adventure 2, I feel like Sonic showed more emotion being on Prison Island for a couple of minutes than he did in the entirety of the months that apparently he was in prison for Forces. And Forces, he comes out of prison, he's all like, bring chili dogs next time. And then in Adventure 2, Sonic's like pacing, you can see his foot tapping, he's walking around, and then Amy shows up and he's like, how'd you get in here? And then Amy's like, I can let you out, but you gotta date me first, and Sonic's like, no. And then she's like, fuck. And then she lets him out, and then Sonic acts annoyed. The reason I'm in here is because of that fake hedgehog. And Amy's like, I saw that hedgehog. And he's like, where is it? Like you can literally, Sonic shows at least 4 emotions. He's annoyed that he's in there. He's impatient.
Yes.
He's anxious. He's happy because he knows that Amy knows something. Like, you can see all of that happen at once.
Yes. Actually, I was gonna.
Meanwhile, he's in fucking prison with Eggman's like robots and shit for months, and he's like, it kinda smells in here. No food or entertainment. Like, fuck off, Sonic.
Yeah.
Also, what is this attack?
If you jump in the air and press and hold the attack button, I think you should be able to do like some sort of laser thing, maybe? I could be wrong. There we go.
Sonic being in prison and Forces is played off as a minor inconvenience despite there being a torture for months apparently.
Yeah, it's really stupid. Actually, I love the fact that you brought up Sonic having emotions, because I totally forgot to bring that up when it comes to Sonic 06. This is another reason why I love Sonic 06. This game, aside from, like, you mentioned Adventure 2, which, yeah, I realize you're right. Sonic 06, at least in my opinion, has also been one of the, at least for me, the most characterized I feel like I've seen Sonic in a while. Where he shares so many emotions in this game, in my opinion. Where like he has moments where he's cocky, he has moments where he's happy, he has moments, like I said, he has that dorky laugh at the end of his story that I just love. That it's like, oh, he, like he's, you know, the typical like he's Mr. Cool, but guess what? He has a nerdy side, he has a dorky side, he has this little loser laugh, and it's so cute. It is so cute. And then also, you see him in despair. You see him feel hopeless. You see him feel sad. You see him die. And even you see him sad. And I'm like, I love this. You see moments where Sonic is serious. You see moments where Sonic is angry. And I'm like, I love that about 06. I love that at least from what I can tell for the majority of the times, the characters feel like characters. They feel like real people. And I love that about Sonic. Like, I think that's another thing that makes it one of my favorites. That it really does a good job of doing that. And I wish more people saw that. Because, like, I understand that people are always going to want to see, like, oh, but it's Sonic. He's cool, way fast. But it's like, yeah, but he's also a character. He's also, like, imagine feeling like one of your favorite characters is actually alive. It's such a wonderful feeling. And this game did that for me. For so many of these characters. I felt that for Sonic, for Silver, for Shadow. I felt that for Rouge. I felt that for even a little bit for Elise. But again, Elise is a very weird situation. Again, like many other fans, I was not a fan of that one scene that everyone talks about. I would have been fine if they were just friends. But go back to Forces. Yes, you're right. Like, we never get to see, like, I would have liked to see more of the stress of the other characters of what they're going through, because not only was Sonic in prison and Tails apparently losing it, but, like, Knuckles is now the leader of the Resistance, and I'm like, okay, so, like, can you explain what happened in Control Island? Like, what happened to Master Emerald? What led you to become, what led you to become the leader of the Resistance? And what are you going through mentally as the leader of the... I wanted to see that. I wanted to see, like, Knuckles be a leader. I wanted to see Knuckles, like, do things instead of just having these random conversations of, oh, I have this one plan called Operation Mist, or, guys, this is our 10th charge, and I'm like, okay, but, like, I want to see more moments of you being a leader. I want to see more moments of Eggman actually destroying cities and towns and like affecting the lives of other people. Like, I feel like that would have been such an interesting thing to do in Sonic Forces, to really feel the despair, the seriousness of the situation of what a world ruled by Eggman would be. Because, okay, I admit, like, maybe this is based off of me watching Sonic Statum or the Archie comics, but they did a really good job of what a world ruled by Eggman or Robotnik would be. It's scary, it's horrifying, it's very hopeless, and it's Sonic and his friends, whether you want to call them the Freedom Fighters or the Resistance or whatever, it's Sonic and his friends that bring back that hope in such a despairing time. And it just bothers me that we didn't get to do that a lot of times. There's so much that we could have done, that we could have seen, and it just never happened. We have this whole thing where, like, Omega is, like, supposedly dead throughout the game, but then he's back, and it's like, then we see, like, when we found out that Shadow was like, you know, a fake, that he was, like, a mirage made by freaking, oh my god, I'm forgetting, Infinite. When he was a mirage by Infinite, I would have been more interested if it was the real Shadow, and he's forced to do this because it's to protect Rouge and Omega. Like, maybe Eggman did something to Rouge and Omega, and Shadow has to fight Sonic and the others because he's trying to stay in Team Dark. Because guess what? They developed Team Dark's relationship in Sonic 06 and other games. So it's like, that would have been really cool, but they didn't do that, and that makes me sad. Okay, I'm sorry for my rant.
To answer the Elise question, I get what they were going for. Like, they wanted, the idea was supposed to be for a lady that's put in a very critical situation. She can't cry. So she has to be strong. She has to be a strong, emotionless leader. But obviously humans have emotions. So it's a physical impossibility for her to not show emotion. More specifically to not cry. I mean, she's a fucking teenage girl. Shit's gonna happen. And that's an extreme amount of pressure to put on a character like that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
Which is why I really enjoyed this is what I'm gonna say. I enjoyed the friendship of Sonic and Elise. Not the other thing. But like, I like the fact that Sonic is the reminder needed of like, hey, like sometimes like you gotta live life, you gotta run, you gotta let it out, like that's what I always felt Sonic did for Elise in that regards of the story. It's like to showcase what it really means to be alive, because I think that's who Sonic is. In the end, that's who Sonic is as a character. He's a character who knows what it's like to live.
Jesus fucking Christ. Where do I go? They just gave me a giant pool and was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Go here.
I don't know why I have a weird memory of there being like a cave. Oh, never mind, you found it.
I think the problem though with Elise is that like I'm not emotionally invested enough in what the fuck.
How'd you get an S?
I don't know. I couldn't even answer that. Anyway,
Yeah. I mean, congrats.
yeah. Anyway, back to the Elise thing.
Yeah.
My thing with Elise, I think the problem is, one, she gets kidnapped way too many times for me to sit there and like be concerned about that arc of her character. So by the time we come back, you have to like shove this relationship between her and Sonic that is only warranted off of the idea of, well, Sonic saved her a couple of times, so obviously they're couple material, right? And this is a game that carries over shit. Like, you go through Amy's entire journey of being a damsel in distress from Sonic CD all the way up to her fighting for, like, Sonic in this game. And you gotta still feel the exact same level of connection as Sonic and Elise, two characters that just met each other. Even if we scratch out the fact that Elise is human, which completely knocks out the immersion of what's happening. Also, Mephiles is getting lit the fuck up.
He really is. Oh, also, I love. Again, I know maybe a weird opinion. I love Mephiles as a villain. I'm sorry. I really think he's what a Sonic villain, like a really fun Sonic villain.
I don't think he's Sonic's villain. No, I think he's Shadow's villain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If there's another like Shadow game, I'd love
he
him to
literally
be the villain.
shows up at the very end because they were like, well, also talk to you later, TZ. He literally shows up at later on because he's like, well, I need to speed this process up. I gotta kill Sonic. Fuck it. The thing that I asked Silver to do, I'm gonna do it in like a second.
Yeah.
Which makes you ask, why did he have Silver kill Sonic?
I don't know. Okay, this scene is great. This scene is great.
Also, the problem with the characters here, I know you said they have emotions, and this is the last game to give them like proper emotion. Their models don't work with it. They all move like puppets in this game. And in
I'll give you that.
Adventure 1 and 2 they did, but that was because technology was limited.
Yeah. I'll give you that. The models don't do that well, but the voice acting. Oh, okay, maybe not Omega because he's a robot, but like, look at Shadow right now.
I believe Omega deserves an Oscar for this shit, personally.
Yeah. Shadow? Omega sounded so sad when he realized, like, Shadow, the one who kills you, who basically kills you, is me. You see Shadow's face, and he's like, he's in shock. He's hurt. He's like, dang, like, after everything that happened, after me becoming an agent of Gun, after me doing what I can to help the world is still gonna try to screw me over. But then, like, Rouge reminds him, hey, like, no no matter what, I'm here for you. I'll be by your side. I'm your friend. I'll be there for you. And it's like, again, out of all the characters, I feel like Team Dark had some of the best character development throughout this entire story. I love it. I really love it.
Well,
it
yeah,
showed.
Shadow's
It
the
showed
one
me
with,
that.
Shadow's been known to be the one with the best story out of all three of them. Like, if
Yeah,
we're talking,
it's
if we're
so
talking
good.
just cutscenes, then yeah, Shadow wins by default. Silver's story deals with a moral dilemma, but it more or less isn't as powerful as Shadow. I think because of the basis that we know who Shadow is already, so we have the advantage of knowing Shadow. We don't know Silver. Yeah, we see that his future is bad and destroyed, but we're not connected with Silver enough to care at this point in the story.
Actually, now that I think about it, when you think about the themes of Sonic 06 and each of the stories, you kind of realize that each of them, like, I mean, of course, you want the themes to match the characters they are playing, but it's like, I realize, okay, with Sonic's theme, it's about the concept of what it means to be alive. With Silver's theme, it's the concept of what it means to do, to truly do the right thing. And with Shadow's theme, it's the concept of never backing down no matter what, like never giving up. When you think about it. So it's like, when you put that in, it works very well for each character that go, because, again, Silver's whole thing is he wants to save the world. So it's like it goes into question with this morality of what is the right thing to do in order to save the world. Because at first at first he believes it's like no matter the cost, but then you realize, wait, no, there are consequences to these actions. There has to be a better way. With Shadow, it's the sense of, like, I've done all of this, and the world is still against me, but guess what? I'm not giving up on the world. I'm still going to try to protect it. And then Sonic, again, it's the story of Sonic Release, where it's like, hey, like, yes, you have these responsibilities. Yes, you have to be strong, but don't forget that you are a person, that you have to live your life. Because that's one thing that Sonic has always been something that's something that Sonic as a character has always represented. It's the concept of living life for what it is and living it to the fullest.
I'm stuck.
What happened?
I don't know.
Okay, now you're fixed. Somehow. Oh, wait, were you using camera control? Is that it?
No, the game was broken. I think what happened is I attacked the same time an enemy attacked, and Shadow thought that blast was still something you could homing attack, but when it went away, it was no longer a target anymore. So he decided to stay in the same position he would have been in.
Have you ever activated Chaos Control in Shadow Story?
Wait, he can do that?
Yeah, okay, so you know in the bottom right, you see when he activate his when it's basically him unlocking the inhibitor rings, right? You know how he's glowing red, right?
Yeah, Kaioken times Shadow.
Yeah, when you activate Kaioken times Shadow, you see the bottom three, you see that there are 3 blank things, one of them is red. If you click the power up button multiple times, you'll be able to basically, in your words, Kaioken even more. So this is Kaioken 1, then Kaioken 2, then 3, and in 3, I believe, if I remember correctly, because it's been a while since I played it, I believe, you activate Chaos Control, where instead of homing attacking your enemies, you just teleport to them with Chaos Control and beat them all up.
Oh, got it. I would never need to do that. The game has not given me a reason to do that.
Yeah.
The game has never presented itself with a situation where I need to do that in order to live.
That's fair. That's true.
So I haven't done it.
It's still really cool, but yeah, I agree. Let me see.
I mean, yeah, and even with this game, I'll praise this game alone for the fact that, like you said, this is the last game that sort of makes it so all the characters have more going for them than their default emotion.
Yeah.
Because even Generations, I'll argue, and Colors. I play Colors because Colors' gameplay is so good that I ignore the basics.
Yeah.
Also, the story's so basic, it's basically harmless.
Yeah.
But for the
I guess
most part, after this game, Sonic sort of acts happy-go-lucky. I'm
all the time.
I'm supposed to represent 90s cool factor. The character. He has like a smug attitude. They try to make some artificial situations where he acts serious, like in Lost World when Tails and Eggman die. But that's not like it's so quick it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Lost World almost had my respect for those kind of scenes because he had some really nice scenes in Lost World that I liked, but again, this is the thing that I was mentioning, that like current day Sonic games don't go all in. And I feel like if they went all in, it would have been more interesting because maybe this is just me. I like it when Sonic pushes the boundaries of what it means to be these characters.
Well,
I
you
like
know what
that.
it also is like the story is solely focused on Sonic for the most part. Whereas in the other games, they took time to have different beats involving different different characters and their perspectives of the situation.
Yeah.
It's the reason that we had you be able to play as other characters is because they were telling an overall story, but every other character had a different perspective of what happened. Even so much to the point where in Adventure 1, they tried to, even if two things happened exactly the same, they portrayed them differently based on the character that was in. And Tails' version of confronting Eggman after the Egg Hornet, Eggman goes, hand over the Chaos Emerald, or else. And then Tails goes, or else what, huh? But in Sonic's story, Tails doesn't say that. Sonic says, or else what, you big giant egg? And then he says it. In Tails' perspective, he's the one that was brave in that situation. Whereas in Sonic's situation, which is probably the one that actually happened, Sonic is basically doing his regular role as the leader and confronting Eggman.
Basically, yeah.
But they're doing that intrinsic to the characters, which falls in line with the story. And you get different perspectives of what happened, so you can relate to the character from when it happened. And Omega's story, E102's story, Gamma's. And Gamma's story, you already got the full context of why he's fighting Sonic and the problems it comes with. Whereas in Sonic's story, if you never played Gamma's story at all, in your mind, you're just beating another Eggman robot, and that's exactly how Sonic sees it.
Yeah.
Until Amy comes in and tells you stop. But that's because you have to play Amy's story in order to get that context.
Yeah, I really missed those, man.
But in most Sonic games, you don't get any of that continuing story because the only character you play as is Sonic.
It really is, like, for me, it really is such a shame.
But the reason that they did that was because people kept complaining about the other characters that were playable. And it was never the fact that the other characters were playable. It was the fact that each of the characters that were playable had different playing styles. And people didn't want to play multiple different gameplay styles at once. They probably just wanted to play Sonic's story, which is get from the start of the level to the gold ring, whoop robots' asses, and go fast. Period. But then when you combine that with treasure hunting and mech controls and shit, people got overwhelmed. Which in Adventure 2, it's not that bad. But in 06, it became abundant. And I think people just got annoyed.
I wonder why that. I'm trying to understand why that never bothered me then. Like I'm trying to understand, like, why couldn't I see it the way other people saw it, where it's like, I like the fact that we had different controls. I like the fact that it was like different characters and all that. Why? I'm trying to figure that out.
At its core, it's probably because when people play a Sonic game, you gotta think about it from the perspective of the people who are jumping into this, playing like Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic 2 and shit like that. So in Sonic 2, Tails is a playable character, but he controls exactly like Sonic. There's no difference. All you're getting at this point is a character skin change. In Sonic 3 and Knuckles, they still control like Sonic, but they get little special traits that Sonic can't do. Fly, glide, Knuckles can cling to walls, you know, stuff like that. Little things that make them a little different, but essentially you're still spin dashing, you're still jumping on enemies, you're still running fast, you're still getting from one side of the of the level to the next. Whereas in Adventure 1, you've got Sonic controlling like how he does, Tails controlling like how he does, then you've got a treasure hunting game. Then you got Amy playing keep away with this robot. Then you've got Big fishing. So at this point, you've got so many different like styles of gameplay that aren't just you running from one side to the other to get to the goal ring. It becomes overwhelming for the average player who knew nothing other than, oh, just do that. And then they tried to simplify it in Adventure 2 by having you do mech stages, treasure hunting stages, and speed stages. Which in theory, yes, makes it easier. But people still don't like the fact that Tails can't use his regular Tails and, like, move forward. Freaking... Wait, don't I have that already? Oh, okay, this is the one I don't have. Wait, what? What's happening? Oh, I must have bought all these. Oh, okay, I didn't buy this one. Got it. Alright.
That's what I think that's what I meant. Those are the power-ups that I mentioned of you activating your quote-unquote Kyle Ken forms.
Well, yeah, anyway, as I was saying, so after that, you got situations where you got a treasure hunt, which the treasure hunting isn't as good as it was in Adventure 1. And then you got the mechs, which would have been fine if it weren't for the fact that when you use the mechs, you have to essentially use this giant clunky robot rather than the joy of running fast, what made Sonic famous in the first place. And it's double painful if you're using Tails because you're thinking to yourself, Tails can just run this level. He doesn't need to be in this robot. Now, granted, the reason I stopped getting a problem with it was because I became so used to the mech levels and the treasure hunting levels that at that point I was so equipped with how to beat them that they never became a problem to me anymore. I mean, and the original idea why Sega did that, especially for Big's case, because Big has no right being in that story.
Yeah, he did not.
Was because they did it essentially because it's a lot easier to sell 5 games than 1. And that's what the point was behind Adventure 1. They thought people would probably get bored of just playing that one game. Oh, you're just using Sonic to get from one side of the goalpost to the next. There was no time attack modes or anything outside of that, except for like the little bonus stuff that you could get. So they thought it would be over too quickly. So to make it different, they put in 5 different styles of gameplay to make it so, oh, this isn't 1 game, this is 5 games. Glued into 1. Oh, it's back here. I wouldn't have known that. We wasted a lot of time. But yeah, that's the idea behind it. That's why they did it. Yeah. Is it right? Absolutely not. But the solution isn't to delete every damn character in Sonic and make Sonic the only one.
Yeah.
The solution is to make it so that, 1, you deviate which characters are used, so you're not using every damn character that Sonic has to offer. And 2, you make them control essentially the same as Sonic, but with differences and different perspectives. Sonic Rush did it well. You can only use Sonic and Blaze because those are the only 2 characters that are relevant in this story. Yeah. And in Blaze, you do the levels in a different order than Sonic's. So you're getting a different perspective. And with and you're partnered with Cream the whole time. Where Sonic is partnered with Tails.
Yeah. I feel like from my perspective for the future of Sonic, I still kind of, at least in my opinion, I still think it'd be a interesting idea if they kind of, I've shared this with you before, Tyrone, where I think if they go somewhat of a, I don't want to say the word Mario route, but it's like, it's the best word I can use, where it's like, where, I don't know, maybe it is because I like it when they experiment, but give some of these characters, like, different side games of different that could be like telling their own individual stories or having their own like gameplay styles of some kind, like Luigi's Mansion or Bowser's Inside Story or the Donkey Kong series, where it's like you have a game or a game series that focuses on the adventures and life of Team Dark, or a mystery game that focuses on the adventures of the Chaotix or stuff like that. I feel like Sonic is a franchise that can do that and do that well if they put in the heart. Now, understandably, that means they have to go back to doing something they haven't done in a while, which is care about the world that they create. Because I feel like they haven't exactly been doing that for a while. But I feel like if they did that, I think it could do that where it's like, it's still that in the main games, like they can still do Sonic and they can have the characters still play like similar to Sonic, and then if they want to experiment with things, have them experiment with the characters in their side games. This is gonna be.
Am I going the right way? What the fuck's happening?
I think you are, because you're supposed to be following the like the roads or quote unquote roads. But I mean, it's not
There's
exactly
enemies, so obviously I must be going somewhere correctly.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, like I've said this before in conversations over in some of the other servers, that it's like, yo, I would kill to get a Detective Pikachu or Sly Cooper style Chaotix game. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I'd love to get some sort of like secret agent, like Solid Snake Metroid style, or maybe not Metroid, like not Metroidvania, but like you know, like story wise, like something like that, like mission style game for Team Dark. Maybe some kind of treasure hunting beat 'em up game with like Knuckles, and include some of the other like side characters that also have to do with treasure hunting. So like have Rouge show up in the Knuckles game, have the Babylon Rogues show up in the Knuckles games, maybe like stuff like that. I think it could be a lot of fun. Just like really branching out, giving all these characters not only their own stories, but also just again like experimenting with what could be done for gameplay within the world of Sonic. That isn't just running fast from one goal to another. And that way, whenever they do make a main title Sonic game, that's when they can go back to how, you know, people are used to it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I like that Black Knights did, it deviated its cast too. You can use Shadow, Blaze, and Knuckles. I like that. Not every character needs to be playable.
Yeah.
And they all control like Sonic, for the most part.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like my complaint is never gonna be like, it's like, oh, like I am okay if a character is not in. Like I literally just said at the beginning of the stream that it's like, hey, like I love that Knuckles is here, but what's his reason for being? Yeah, so it's like aside from the whole you know Sonic Heroes thing. So then it's like you don't have to have every character there.
Oh my motherfucking god!
Like,
The game gave me the impression that I could stay there the whole time and not suffer any consequences. And then I move forward and it's like, oh yeah, well that's right, we're sand.
Tyrone, have you learned from that one kill on YouTube? Have you learned that your actions have consequences?
Is it weird that we talked about him twice this week?
Wait, did you really?
Yes, we talked about it in the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl playthrough yesterday. His name is Sammy, by the way.
Sammy, yeah. That's weird. Also, Polly told me a little while back that apparently one thing you guys talked about in the pod that I was like, oh, that's so cool, but at the same time as a Disney fan, I'm sad. You guys talked a lot about Encanto and we don't talk about Bruno, and I'm like, yay, I love that.
Everybody likes Encanto right now. It's the hot
You're liking
movie.
Encanto right now?
It's the hot Disney movie.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
Nah,
I like Encanto, but I notice it has big problems.
Oh yeah, no, it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But neither was Frozen.
Yeah, it gets compared to Frozen a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the reason it's getting compared to Frozen a lot is because it's what you said, it's the big Disney film. It's the, like, we don't talk about Bruno beat Let It Go for the number one.
It's what's gonna be on children's lunch boxes for like
exactly.
a couple of years.
Probably because Frozen was around, and it still is around. Frozen was around for what, like almost a decade now?
Some people are asking, is it better than Coco? Now that is a comparison that I'm actually interested in.
As a
Coco was sad. I mean, not sad as in bad. I mean, sad as in sad.
okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. As someone of Hispanic descent, and as a musician, and as a very avid Disney fan, here's what I'm gonna say. Also, the fact that it was made by Disney, one was by Pixar. I'll say that storytelling-wise, I'd say Coco is better. And theme-wise, I'd say it's also better. When it comes to showcasing, I have to be very careful with how I say this because then it might make people think, wait, but you're telling me Coco didn't do this? Like, I'm not saying Coco didn't. It's just Coco is a film that focused on a certain story and happened to be in the world of the undead, but also happened to be in Mexico. Meanwhile, I think in Kanto, its story needed to be clear that it was in Colombia. Like that, it was more important because the whole premise of Encanto is the one, or not the main premise, but one of the biggest premises of Encanto is toxicity within a Hispanic family. You can take it that it's toxicity in a family, in generational families, in anything, but it happens a lot in Hispanic families, like a lot. So I guess it goes back to what is it that you're looking for when it comes to what is it that you're looking for story, for music, and for character. I like them both very much for different reasons. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, Tyrone. I will admit, aside from the future levels, this level admittedly I remember this level admittedly gave me a hard time. And it's this particular part of the stage. Because of the stupid sand waves.
Son of a bitch! It's not even the sand wave, it's the fact that I can't fucking see.
Whoa, are you pressing the L1 button?
It's not, even if I press the L1 button, that's not the core issue. I have to, it takes time to adjust the camera, and the game works like this. If it's moving you, it's moving the camera.
Right, but the L1 button makes it so that you're always facing forward.
Oh yeah, I know that, but when you press the L1 button to adjust the camera, the game is still moving shadow, and the camera has to adjust the shadow first before adjusting your button input. So it's like, oh, you moved it? Okay, well, we got you. But before that happens, why don't you move over here? Oh, okay, what the fuck was that?
Oh, that was weird. For some reason, the game wanted to show us Omega's pelvis.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Omega's crotch camera.
Hey, Omega, listen, I know that maybe GUN's payment may not be that great, but, maybe consult with the other members of Team Dark before you decide to make an OnlyFans.
Okay, although I thought both Coco and Encanto were both well-told stories, but I can see how society's hyping the latter film more, so it should. It's not something I pay attention to. My biggest issue with Encanto is the story's beats. It didn't do them properly.
Yeah, no, that's what I'd say. That's why I'd say Coco. I feel like it had a stronger story. Meanwhile, Encanto was more about its message than it was the story.
Yeah, but it's hard to deliver the message if your story isn't going through well. The big thing that people talk about with Encanto is, oh, it's tackling toxicity in families. Okay. When Mirabel finally confronts her grandmother, how quickly is it solved? Immediately.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's one thing.
The minute she calls her out on it, the house gets destroyed for all of 10 minutes.
And then Dos Oruguitas happens.
And then the grandma shows up and just tells her backstory, and everything's fixed. There's nothing there's nothing Mirabel has to do in order to overcome it or anything. The story just fixes itself. It's over now.
Yeah.
Because we have a timestamp, and we need to meet that timestamp.
Oh, wait, Tyrone. I just realized that Tyrone is the real reason why you prefer Coco over Encanto. Is it because you're sad when you realize that I die?
What?
You realize you're gonna miss me? Is that why?
What are you talking about?
What's the name of Mirabel's grandfather?
Oh, God. Don't do that. Am I supposed to go over there? Alright, I'm gonna do it.
Yes, I think you gotta go to your right.
Well, Omega can fly when you do this, so.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry too much.
Oh, they want me to hit a switch probably down there.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, you go somewhere to the bottom levels, I think there's gonna be like a switch in a box.
Oh, they would probably want me to destroy all the enemies.
That too. You could also do that.
That's Team Dark's whole fucking deal. Is destroying every enemy on the screen.
I mean, realistically, that's also Omega's whole deal as well. Omega likes exploding stuff.
I always thought that Omega liked blowing up Eggman's robot specifically. He can care about shit about anything else. I know we were talking about Omega earlier. Son of a bitch. I know we were talking about Omega earlier with his acting, and it's hard to really portray, like, because he's a robot. But honestly, in Sonic Heroes, I liked him. I thought he was funny.
Oh, he was great, yeah.
Like when he makes that joke where he's like, worthless consumer models. Like, I like that.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is that Omega's always been, like Omega has always been, when it comes to Team Dark, like obviously Shadow also kind of plays the role of the guy who doesn't care about, being careful with what he says, but Omega takes that to a T, especially like his situation. Like, again, I go more for the comics in this situation, but it's like Omega loves blowing stuff up. It does, like, originally, yes, it was because of Eggman's robot, but as time passes, it's just he likes blowing things up for the sake of it.
I like I said, in Kanto's animations, a song with Raven, people don't judge the story properly. Again, like I said, my biggest issue is, I've said this all the time, I've brought this up a bunch of times. A narrative story arc goes intro, rising action, climax, falling action, and conclusion. That's your basic, you learn that in like 5th grade English. 5th grade literature.
Yeah.
And the problem with Encanto is that their climax, falling action, and conclusion happen all in like a span of 10 minutes. So you don't really get to like feel any of it. The house gets destroyed and the characters lose their powers, but they don't lose their powers long enough for us to have any sentimental value towards it. It doesn't even feel like we've suffered any consequences for the action said. Because they get them back so damn quickly. We never see like a bunch of people injured that the house is broken and the mother can't fucking heal them all instantly by fixing them food. So she starts to feel helpless that she can't cure her family without her powers. And mothers take nurturing seriously. So the fact that she can't cure her family makes her actually upset. The fact that like the one dude, Carmelo, he can't transform into other people. Maybe because he's upset with his own self, so he gets like a little paranoid. Or like, Dolores, my favorite one by the way. She can't hear everything anymore, so she looks at everybody talking, but she can't hear them. So she can only imagine what they're saying, and like she gets upset about it. And Isabella, she like tries to make some plants, and everything around her is destroyed, so she tries to fix it by making them look better. But realizes that they're all broken. Like, we don't get any of that. None of that happens.
I will say, and this is for Encanto in this regard, it is, as much as I love Coco as a story, and like, I admit that I think I did cry more in Coco than I did in Encanto, but one thing that I will say that Encanto has going for it is I remember every character in Encanto much more than I remember the names of the characters in
Yeah,
in
because they
Coco.
literally have a song about them, and the gimmick is that they all have superpowers. Not everybody in Coco was memorable because not every character in Coco needed to be memorable. Just the ones that have played a viable role.
It's weird though, because I remember Hector, but then it's like sometimes I tend to forget what the name of the main kid is. Like I know Coco's the grandma, and then it's like, what's the name of the kid? I know Hector and Coco. That's really it. And Ernesto de la Cruz.
It's
like
Miguel.
I remember the name.
It's Miguel. It's Miguel.
Miguel, yeah.
Which is actually ironic because Miravel's last name is Madrigal.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember every Madrigal, and even the non-Madrigal characters, which isn't a lot, but it's like I remember Mariano. Freaking. Hey Mariano, why so blue? I have so much love inside. It's like freaking Mariano looking like Markiplier. But that was great. Also, one other thing that I've always.
What the movie should have been was all the other characters finding Miravel first and realizing that wait a minute, Miravel doesn't have a power like we do. But she was the miracle of this family the whole time. Because she's the one that finally did the thing that we couldn't do even with our powers. Step up to Abuela. And tell her off on her bullshit. We gotta find her, bring her back, and confront Abuela together. And then by that point, all the characters slowly but surely reunite with Miravel. And then by the time they're all together, they confront Abuela together as a family, which makes Abuela realize, wait a minute, I've been doing this family wrong the whole time in order to keep up an image that I didn't even have when I was younger. An image that I didn't even have when I was younger because I didn't have the luxury to have that. It was just me, my husband, and we were under a lot of oppression. But then I got full of myself based on the gifts that were given that I lost sight on the gift that I've had this whole time. Family. What they want. That's how it should have went. But it doesn't go like that. Oh, I went backwards.
What do you think of the theory that Abuelo Pedro is secretly Casita?
I don't really look into the Disney timeline or those theories. I'm sure it's great for people who have the time to like explore those things, but it's not for me.
Okay, that's fine.
Not really my jam. I get it.
I
do. I get the passion behind it.
Right.
That's not my deal.
No, that's fine.
What
that's
the
fine.
fuck am I supposed to do?
Oh, there's. I think you're gonna go past the thing. Fly, Tyrone, fly.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
What was I gonna say? I think one other thing that I'll always, and this is more, I will say I have a bias for this. One thing I'm always gonna give Encanto for, and every other movie that has this in common is Lin-Manuel, man. Lin-Manuel. If the name Lin-Manuel is on a movie, I'm always gonna go in with a positive expectation. Like, oh, the man, like the way he writes music, the way he works the story with the music. I just love it. Hamilton, Tick Tick Boom, freaking Encanto, Moana, Evo. Like, I love it. It's gotten to the point though where now a lot of people within the Disney community have been asking Lin-Manuel, because Lin-Manuel's been working on a lot of Disney projects. They're asking him to make more films for other like Hispanic countries. I have to be honest, I kinda wouldn't mind. I hate saying this, I hate admitting this, but it's like I never put too much thought into it, but after thinking about it, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see what Lin-Manuel could do for a movie about Venezuela, because that's what I
watched the movie Coco 42 times, by the way.
Goodness gracious, Goggles!
I don't know how long the movie Coco's been out for, so...
It's been out for a long time, so it doesn't surprise me that you can watch it for 40 times. It's just, it surprised me that you did it, I guess.
What would you have to gain from watching the movie that many times? Are you hoping a different movie's gonna pop out?
I can't fall off here.
I mean, I'm assuming he just really likes it, but it's like, dang.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
obvious part, but...
Oh, his mom wanted to watch it every weekend back in the year 2018. So when you put the amount of weekends in a year, I guess that was like their weekend activity. So there's like 52. What? There's 52 weekends in a week, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so I guess as at least he didn't see it 52 times.
This destroying the enemy shit is getting repetitive. This level's 17 minutes long!
Dang. Yeah, I actually realized.
And I haven't...
You've been here for a while.
Oh, fuck that!
Oh no.
I pressed jump at the right time and it still killed me.
I can't fall off here.
Oh my god!
No!
Oh no, Tyrone.
I can't.
Tyrone, please make sure you keep your lives, man. Oh boy. Because I'm only now realizing, wait a minute, this is the same level that you started with the frickin' boat on the outside. And that was exactly like 18 minutes ago.
Oh my... What? What? You pressed it at the right time and it still kills you!
I can't fall off here.
Maybe wait a little bit, like, make sure it's all red.
So I have to accommodate for the game's fucked up logic. So because the game doesn't know how to do physics, I have to make up for it. I've got to pull the weight.
That is the hero's path, my friend.
And it's not like the examples I gave earlier. This is just inconsistent. Because you saw me make that first one and I did the exact same tactic I did for that one. But for some reason, oh man, and they keep the checkpoint just far enough to where they know if I pass this now, I'm gonna get a low ranking.
Yes.
Simply because I'm not gonna get enough points. So I'm gonna get a D.
Let's see.
Need to stay.
Whatever.
Oh, literally C.
They probably took into account that was bullshit.
Let's see. Let's see. You gotta see. Hey, someone clip that.
Oh goodness.
Hey. Someone clip that. That was great timing.
At least it's almost over.
Aqua Sakura, you know what to do.
Is it sad though? I wanna fix some of my grades in some of these levels.
Mephiles.
Just because I know how to do it. Now, I played this game a lot when it came out, because that was the only Sonic game we had at the time. We didn't have much for the Xbox 360 at this point. So I actually repeated playing this game when I was a child much more,
Yeah, so did I.
a lot of times. But then I stopped playing the game for literally 16 years after the fact. So I'm playing this game again after a 16-year gap.
What? You have no desire for revenge. You only crave destruction.
So I'm the
Your
villain.
only
My
lust
name is
to be
Mephiles.
endless until there is nothing left of time itself.
It's a pity, Shadow the Hedgehog. Truly a
This is
shame
cool.
that you wish to go against me.
I can't remember how to defeat this boss.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Oh.
Rouge Rouge and Omega are here with you, but they don't do anything. They're
I
literally
wish
only
they
here.
did. I wish there was something that they could do in this, like that. Like, oh, that would be really
kind of
cool.
wish they had did
I'll
like
make
the.
sure you regret this, Shadow the
It's
Hedgehog.
useless, but I kind of wish they did the thing like they did in Sonic 2 and Sonic 3K, where you can control the other character if you have a person with the controller.
Yeah. Again, which is actually, you want to know what's really funny? That you said that because of what you said before about how, hey, what if we had a Sonic game where we had multiple characters, but the basis is they're a little different, but they all play like Sonic. You want to know what game ironically did that?
Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and
Nope.
Sonic Advance, and
Nope. No, look at 3D Sonic. You know what 3D Sonic game technically did that? And you never would have known if you didn't have a second controller.
yeah, I got it.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh fuck! I didn't even
Yeah.
take that into account.
Yeah, no, that's the weird thing. Yeah, in Shadow the Hedgehog, if you pick up a second controller, you can control the other character, and guess what? Every character you played with, except for Charms and Eggman, like, I don't know why Eggman makes sense because he's a little, thingy, but every character you play as can use the homing attack. Even Omega. Like, take that into account.
That's weird.
So it's like every character that you team up with in Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Rouge, Amy, Omega, SPO, Vector, they could all use the homing attack and they could all punch and kick. So then it's like, hey, look, we have proof that a 3D Sonic game can't do that. Why don't you do that in the future? But this time as, actual characters.
Oh, they want you to do this until you have enough energy to go Kaioken.
Let's go.
I get
Use
it.
Use Chaos Blast. You got this, Tyrone. I think of Shadow the Hedgehog jump, but I don't think it's appropriate for the stream.
Wait, okay, I was about to say, where's the...
Okay.
Got him.
Alright. Try clicking it more than once. There we go.
Now what?
Click it again and I think you use Chaos Blast.
Nope, it won't let me.
What? Okay, try attacking him maybe? Oh.
Where
I
is
know
he?
that. Oh, maybe you have to fill it up one more time in that mode and then you...
Yeah.
I know for a fact you can use Chaos Blast.
So here's my deal. I'm only gonna use Kaioken times 1 because it consumes less energy. Because the longer, because I can only attack Mephiles when I'm in Kaioken mode. I can't attack him any other time.
Got it. Alright,
Yeah.
handsome.
So for the sake of this fight, not dragging, where every character you're telling me Maria can use the homing attack. I think
Okay,
Maria
wait.
is the one exception.
No, there's 4 exceptions. Maria, Charmy, Eggman, and Black Doom. But actually, Maria can fight, believe it or not. She can't use the homing attack, but she actually slapped her opponent.
That's weird.
You play as her, you run up to them, and she will literally slap them.
That's weird.
It's honestly really funny.
It's weird.
Yep.
Get rid of it.
Shadow! You must help me, Shadow, while I slap the living beat out of these fools! It's moments like these where I wish I cursed, but no.
Yep, it's weird. I don't like it. Kaioken.
Okay. For the record, just letting you know, we're still at 14 consecutive viewers. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Now I'm gonna go beat the shit out of Nephilis. Yeah, see, if I use Kaioken times 1, it reduces.
It's slower,
yeah.
yeah.
It's slower. I'm not gonna waste.
That's fair, that's fair.
Alright. But now he's gonna launch his death ball at me.
It's spirit bomb. It's okay, you can probably wait the entire episode before this. Never mind.
Oh, there's multiple of them.
Yeah, I always loved Mephiles as a villain. I thought it was great. He's like, I like the fact that we had a Sonic villain, like, and after a while that, like, I don't know, he's really, like, at least in the story, he feels very intimidating. Which, not to say there aren't other intimidating Sonic villains.
I mean, yeah, they made a bunch of the Adventures series was going about that old God of Destruction stuff. Like, BioLizard isn't a God of Destruction, but like he was the big bad of that.
Yeah.
He's based off of like the ultimate life form and shit like that.
Yeah. He's
And
supposed
then-
to be the original Ultimate Life Form, yeah.
Yeah, then you got Perfect Chaos, which obviously
He's actually a god.
yeah. Then you got Inferent, which was in 2 games actually.
Yeah. He's another god.
He was in Sonic Secret Rings and he was in Sonic Rivals, which is a game I've never played actually.
Yeah. Sonic Rivals is alright.
I never played it because I never had a PSP. I have a PSP
I never
now.
had Yeah. Nah, I was lucky. My friends let me play it. The only portable gaming device I ever had were Nintendo stuff. Hey, Orion, the name of the robot is Omega. He has a name.
Super Gamma.
That too, I guess. If you follow the comics, then yes, technically. You're
Wait, what?
technically right.
I made that up.
So in the comic, the way that they had it was that Gamma was actually Sato was sent on a mission by Gun to look for a rogue Eggman robot named Gamma, who for a while was actually fighting against Eggman's forces throughout the world, and Gun wanted to recruit it, right? But then Eggman sent this other robot from his E120 series, which ended up being Omega. He sent that robot to go destroy Gamma, and Shadow tried helping Gamma, like, to fight it off. In the end, Gamma was able to kind of send his subconscious into
What?
no, not his subconscious, but his morality into Omega's databank. So Gamma dies in the hands of Omega, but Omega now kind of like sees what Gamma sees, and it's
So
that
they fuse.
joy keeps dark. I guess
So
it's
they
just
fuse.
Gamma.
But like a
Gamma,
but like a Piccolo and Kami type of fusion, not like a Goku and Vegeta
Right.
type of fusion.
yeah, kind of. Where like Omega is Omega.
Yeah,
But
Omega's
he
the
had-
base of the
yeah.
body, but he has Gamma in him.
Yeah, basically.
Got it.
So that's what they did in the art comics.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah.
That is pretty weird.
It's if you're to read the comic itself though, it is rather heartbreaking. Because like throughout the story, you see that Gamma, even for Robot Gamma, really understood what it meant to live life, what it meant to treasure life. So it really was like very sad, but at the same time, it's like I'll admit it is pretty weird as well.
finally gonna be able to whoop his ass? I'm getting real
Let's
sick of this
see.
shit.
Yeah.
I got him. Sweet. Alright. Oh, that was tedious. But he's dead now. Oh.
Or is he?
No, that's it. He's dead.
I am forever. I am invincible.
As he says.
I am inevitable.
As he says as he dies.
Yeah. And then it's like, and I am Shadow the Hedgehog. Snaps the Infinity Gauntlet.
I am all of me.
Oh, that's better. That's better.
Need to stay
Fuck
focused.
you. I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good, Mr. Shadow. Whew. Well, Shadow's story is done, and we still have literally 20 minutes to spare.
Nice.
Alright.
Oh wait, well, we still got the last cutscene though.
Yeah,
Here we go.
which is debatably one of the best cutscenes Shadow's ever had.
Oh yes. Explain to me how it took this long for us to finally see Sonic. Oh my God. For us to finally see Shadow take off his inhibitor rings in a Sonic game.
He did it in Sonic Adventure 1. I mean, in Sonic Adventure 2.
But in the cutscene?
No, he didn't do it in the cutscene.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I've always wanted to see it in an actual cutscene.
He did it in Sonic X's chapter of Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, but that's a TV show. That's different.
I know, I'm just telling you what happened.
Okay then.
I mean, and Sonic's holding the damn inhibitor ring at the end of that, which I thought was really
Yeah,
nice.
he gives it to Chris and all that. Yeah.
No, I mean in the game he gives it to Rouge.
Absorb
Oh,
your power through your shadow in the past.
Let's go. Oh, that's so
Years
cool.
ago, no longer does.
Wait, why? Why? Why
I guess
doesn't
he
it
developed
work?
an immunity? I don't know.
Also, how does Shadow ultimately wind up beating him?
Oh, no, remember. This Mephiles, remember what he said. Okay, 10 years ago, it worked because he didn't have a form. But then he absorbed Shadow's shadow or whatever, like Shadow's essence at the beginning of Shadow's story, meaning that the power doesn't work on it anymore because he has Shadow's essence.
That you cannot hope to stop.
Like, Mephiles basically has not only Mephiles' powers, but you could argue that he also has a little bit of the abilities of the Ultimate Life Form as well.
Yes, true.
So
That's
because
true.
of that, that's what must be defending him from the staff.
The problem is here, though, is
Why risk your life for
how do you
those
seal
who
him up after
persecute
that?
you later?
If the world
Well, I
changes to
guess that's what the final story is for.
I will fight like I always have.
Always have. This is such a good scene.
Wait a minute. So when he takes off his inhibitor rings, he still is wearing bracelets?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
You work with what you can. That is so cool.
I'm not
Oh,
what
I love
Rouge-
it so much.
I'm not really sure what Rouge and Omega are doing there, but it's good that they can be
I
part
mean,
of
they're
it.
biased.
They're just
They're-
happy to be
they're
around.
biased.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're just happy to be here.
It's like me being here.
Oh,
It's not really
God.
necessary, but I'm glad to be here for the ride.
Oh God, that's right. Shadow the Hedgehog music.
All hail Shadow.
Because this happened already.
Oh,
There's Shadow's story. It's over. We don't have to ever see it again.
And then it's like, about that.
Wait, is this a different version of the song, or is this the same version that was in Shadow the Hedgehog?
I think it's a little bit updated because, like, did Crush 40 do the one in Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yes. Crush 40 does
Yeah.
all of the Shadow the Hedgehog
Okay.
songs.
Okay, then no, it's the same one.
They probably did update it though for like the fact that it's on an Xbox 360 and PS3 game.
Set you free. Love it. I love it. Love it.
I mean, again, like I said, if Shadow the Hedgehog were ever to have a follow-up game after Shadow the Hedgehog, this story in this game would be it.
Yeah, like Mephiles would be
essentially
great.
this is Shadow the Hedgehog 2.
Yeah.
Like, you can remove this from 06's story and it still would hold its own.
It really would.
I mean, yeah, Sonic and Silver would just happen to be a part of it, but they would be side characters in the otherwise plot that is Shadow. It's a good follow-up to what he's going through. Me personally, I'm one of the few people that believes that Shadow should have died after Adventure 2 because that's what they were aiming for. But I get it. I get this.
I think for me, as time has passed, I began to realize that they're knowing less and less what to do with Shadow. So it's like, I feel like at some point, like, it's weird because I understand that Sonic is a video game franchise that will always have to continue and find ways to continue, and I understand that. But at the same time, I can't help but feel, again, because I think of the story, I feel like at some point, if there were any Sonic characters to do some sort of big sacrifice or big, like, death scene, I feel like it would have to be Shadow, because at this point, like, really think about where Shadow is at this point in the story where we are now. He's home, from what I can tell, except for like one or two little nitpicks, he's basically a completed character at this point. Like, he has it, he knows who he cares about, he knows what his life goal is, and he's consistently working on it, which is to defend the planet. And multiple times he's done what he can to showcase that he's the ultimate life form. What better way to end the story of the ultimate life form than the ultimate sacrifice? Like, I'm not saying it should have ended as Sonic Adventure 2, but what I'm saying is, with where it is now, I would like them to build that up a bit more.
Yeah, but they're not. Unfortunately, we've come to this realization where Sega knows Shadow as the brooding Sonic.
Yeah, like they're never,
the edgy,
in the end, they're never
Sonic.
going. Yeah.
You know how you were upset that Knuckles wasn't looking for the Master Emeralds or anything, or has no connection to the Master Emeralds anymore? Essentially, that's what they've done with Shadow. Shadow exists for nothing more than to just be the brooding Sonic the Hedgehog that happens to work for Gun. And
it
work
sucks.
for Gun translates to follow Rouge around and kill shit.
Yep.
Like
Best Sonic song right here.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, his world.
I love it. It's best Sonic song. Best Sonic song.
It's a good song, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's a really good song.
But yes, going back to what you said, yeah. No, I 100% agree. It's just, it's such a shame. It's such a shame because otherwise there's so much that they can do and to move this forward. But again, like, because of popularity, because of like money, and because of all this stuff, like, you know that they're never gonna go and do those permanent things. The old, like, from what, like, so far the only quote unquote permadeath.
Oh, I got it.
That
the 06 version of All Hell Shadow is Crush 40. The original is by a different man. Got it.
Oh.
Got it. I don't listen to All Hell Shadow enough to know that.
Oh.
So Crush, yeah, it's just like his world actually. So in this world is done by Zebrahead, but there's a Crush 40 version of his world. Actually,
this is not Zebrahead.
Oh, so wait.
There are 3 versions of his world.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yes, so Zebrahead is the metal version.
Yeah.
The one that goes like they sing super fast. That's Zebrahead. This one is by I can look it up. It's it starts with an A. I've listened to all the Sonic songs enough times to know who sings what version. I just don't remember the name.
This is the one Sonic game where Akon plays a song, and the song he sings is a remixed version of the end of Sonic 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Na, 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 na.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Oh, it's Ali Tabatabe. Okay, Ali Tabatabe and Maddie. I can't see the full name.
Yeah, I mean, even though Shadow long lived past his usefulness at this point in terms of a narrative, this is a good story for him in terms of
Yes.
like, it's literally a what would happen if the entire world turns on you even after all you've done situation.
Yes.
So it uses that theme very well, where Shadow sticks with his guns, and no pun intended, and and fights with his friends in order to do the right thing, not because you're gonna get reprimanded for it or because you're gonna get praised for it. You do the right thing because it's just what you do. Naturally, you would do the right thing regardless of how many people are against you, whether you do the right thing or not. So, Shadow's whole theming is no matter what happens, no matter who's gonna be against me, I'm still gonna do what I need to do because that's who I am. I am all of me or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, they do the theming well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's given to a game that's very, very bad. Physics-wise, everything. It's bad. It's really bad. So by the time you get past the horrible gameplay and look at the story of the cutscenes, you're not invested enough to care anymore. Because the game has tortured you so damn much, there's no reason for you to care. But I get it.
Yeah.
Mephiles is a nice counter to Shadow. Because in a way, because they're not just similar in look, but Mephiles represents like basically the dark half of what would happen if Shadow were to have just stayed evil the whole damn time. What would have happened if he had actually misinterpreted what Maria said and decided to be a bad guy the whole time? I get it.
Yeah. Like, he'd be captured just like Mephiles in a different way and, like, treated like a prisoner and some sort of monster.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's funny how you mentioned the whole doesn't matter what people think of you, you gotta keep doing what's right because that's what you do. And that you gotta make me realize, wait a freaking minute, is Shadow just edgy Spider-Man?
Yeah, I mean, and overall, this game has been like I said, when I was a kid, I played this game a lot. Like 16 years ago, I played this game a lot, mostly due to the fact that there wasn't really much else to play at this point. So I played this game an unhealthy amount of times when I was younger, just because I had to deal with it. And then 16 years passed and I never touched it again. So I'm guessing by muscle memory, some of me knows how to do a little bit of this game to a decent degree and play it to a way where I'm not suffering long term like most players who I see pick up and play this game and stream it. Because what I see most streamers do is either A, they play the original and the joke is that they're suffering through like the poor gameplay or whatever. I mean, because the gameplay is bad. But at the same time, their skills are bad too. So you got a combination of bad skill and bad gameplay, making for hilarious content where they yell and cuss out the game. I fortunately have decent enough gameplay skill to get through the game at a reasonable amount of time. Hell, you've seen that after all that bitching and whining I did, I beat Shadow's story, so obviously I'm not horrible. So yeah, I think the issue is that either they do that or they play Project 06, which is an infinitely better version of this game. So I think overall, when you look at it, yes, this game's bad, but I think this game really holds a staple as one of the Sonic games that, one, teaches a lesson to the game developers about what would happen if you rush a game too much to its extreme degree. And two, I think this is the last adventure-style formatted Sonic game we've gotten up to this point that really uses that. And unfortunately, this game did so bad that I think it strayed the developers away from doing this type of game ever again. We're never gonna get a game where we play Sonic's story, or in Shadow and Silver, or other character stories that lead up to the full story of all of them coming together in like one finale episode where they all fight together. Like,
and it's sad to see that too, because it's like, again, there is a lot of problems that comes with it. Like, with all the problems that are said about the story, with all the complaints that are said about this game, there are some genuine gems that if people take a moment to look at, there's some really good stuff here that you can take for the future. But because of the hate, because of the legacy, I guess, that this game has left, if legacy is the right word to use, people just be like, anything that has to do with this game, automatically bad, and we shouldn't do anything. That means no more friends, no more giving characters emotions, no more making them real people, no more giving them interesting plots. It's like, and
I wouldn't even say that completely media. People have taken into account, unfortunately it's been the fans that have taken into account, for as bad as this game is, it weirdly has a cult following. Not you included, media. But it weirdly has a cult following of people who stopped and looked at the potential of it, hence why we have Project 06. Project 06 literally exists because someone went, what if we take this and made it good?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, the people that made 06 never fucking Project 06 never played 06, which is a joke in and of itself. But they took the idea of what would happen if we take this and make it better. Unfortunately, it's a fan project, so it's one of two things could happen if Sega deals with it. It can get a cease and desist, or it can get a remaster used to sell on people's nostalgia. But unfortunately, 06 has a bad place in people's nostalgia, so they try their best to cram it out. Unless, Crisis City and Silver's boss fight are generation levels. But outside of that, 06 still leaves a mark. And no matter if it's a good game or a bad game, even if you haven't played it even, you know of it. It does leave an impact.
It's left an impact not only on the Sonic franchise, but it's left an impact really in the world of video games as a whole. Because it's like you said, Tyrone, it's like people know about Sonic 06 even if they've never played a single Sonic game in their life. They know the name.
What's up, Ian? We beat Shadow's story, by the way.
Yeah. With that in mind, I will say one thing I will mention because I forgot to mention to this is going back real quick to the music. When the Sonic Orchestra, that Sonic Orchestra that happened last year, when it happened and they finally got to the 06 part, I remember I was with my girlfriend and a friend of ours, and we were listening to it, and I was like, oh, like they're probably only gonna put Crisis City, like that's what they did for Generations. That's probably what they're gonna do. They're probably just gonna do that. And Tyrone, I kid you not, like when I say I love this game, I really have a deep love for this game. Like it really is special to me. Tyrone, I cried when they started playing Elise's theme, and during the thing, because say what you want, it is such a beautiful theme, like da na 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 na. I don't care about Elise, but that music, like I started bawling, and they had to like give me a hug just because it's like it's not easy being a fan of something that is so hated. So when it kind of feels like someone gives you a bone, I guess, like when it shows, hey, no, we know it's hated, but you know what? It's part of our history. We're gonna go for it, and we're gonna give it because we know that there are people out there. Not a lot, but there are some people out there that can't. I don't know. I felt hurt. I cried, and then I sobbed when they started playing the orchestral version of His World. It was by far, because it's Sonic's 30th anniversary. If I were to name a 30th anniversary moment that hit me, that was it.
Donnie,
was it.
Yeah, Donnie, we just talked about Project 06. I don't have Project 06. I could easily get it. It's just a download. Based on my computer, I could probably get it. I have the processing for it. I wanted to play the original 06 because I needed people to see 06 in its rawest Xbox 360 CD form. I needed people to see it, to believe it, to know that what I'm playing isn't a entitled, better, patch job version of the game. I want people to see that I played the real thing and made it through. And as you can see, Shadow, Progress 100. Silver, Progress 100. Sonic, Progress 100. For as much shit as I've been through, I've beaten them. And those are the worst parts. Last episode isn't really that bad. It's literally just you getting the Chaos Emeralds in every level, and then finally beating Solaris' ass with the super forms.
Yeah.
Now that's some
And even
shit.
then, with the super forms, all you really gotta do is spam Shadow and Silver, and they're in the super forms. That's it.
Yeah, I want to use Sonic too, just sort of to show him off.
Of course, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. You gotta represent him in some way.
But the point being, and I already know I'm probably gonna run into some shenanigans during that boss fight. I can feel it. But the point being is that I wanted to play the raw version. Honestly, I want to play this game, but the fanfics. Oh, the fanfics. Yeah, I wanted to play this game in its rawest version to give you all the taste and let you all fully experience. Because a lot of people, weirdly enough, I've noticed some people don't even know about this game. And it's mostly because of the younger audience that I have. The younger people that didn't grow up during this time, or they were too young to play this game. And by too young to play, I mean like too young to process what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
So they never really touched this game. And by the time they were older, we got like the Xbox One and stuff like that. So because of that, nobody really said they've heard about it. They've watched YouTube videos of it or seen reviews of this game, but they never bought the game and played it themselves. So I wanted this to be an experience where I show you as the player what you have to go through in this game, because I don't see that enough. Most of the time when I see this game streamed, I see either A, like I said before, people streaming Project 06, which is the better version, and yes, that's good, but that's not the genuine 06. That's a corrected 06 after the fact. That's Monday Night Quarterbacking the Sonic game. And two, they'll either play the game, but they'll play it and they don't finish the game because they're bad at the game. Or they play the game poorly on purpose and die and go, this game is fucking shit, like, it's that thing. Like,
It's
so you can
more of a Game Grumps kind of thing.
Yeah, so you can get your funny compilation reactions. And again, I'm not perfect at this damn game. You guys clearly saw that. But I was able to make it through. So I wanted to show that off to the audience so that they can see the horror that this game was, but by a player that at least has some level of experience. That way it isn't just, he's just like the rest. He's poor at the game and the game is bad, so the whole experience is bad. Or, he's playing Project 06. The better version of the game. Of course he's having more fun here because he's playing the better version. No, I wanted to give you its rawest form with the most optimal gameplay of it. And so
it kind of makes you...
I've argued that in some moments I made this game look playable.
Yeah. Actually, it's really interesting that you bring that up, because then it also kind of comes into like, you're saying how it's like you want to showcase like the rawest form, and you want to show people like what it is like see what it really feels like to play this game. And then you bring me, the guy who loves this game. So how does that work?
Well, you showed up. I wanted you to show up because you were there for the Shadow story. So I felt like this was a good conclusion to the Shadow shit we had to deal with. We did Shadow the Hedgehog already, and you were a guest for that. So obviously you have to be a guest for Shadow the Hedgehog 2, aka Sonic 06 Shadow Story. So, I will say, again, because this is my favorite Sonic game of all time, if like I don't know what your plans are going forward for the final story, I will guarantee you, if for some reason you decide to have me, I will probably tear up in a couple of scenes in the final story because of how how connected I am to it. I will let you know right now, you'll probably have someone crying on the show. I'll be like, they had friendship. But it's just, gosh, I love this game. Gosh, I love this game. Speaking of which, now that you just mentioned, that's a perfect transition.
Yes.
The last episode, what are we gonna do exactly? Well, in the last episode, obviously, my streams usually last about 3 hours long. Right? They average out to about 3 hours long. For Sonic 06 at least. They last to 3 hours long. Obviously, I finished Shadow Story much earlier than I thought I would. So here's what we're gonna do for the last story. Because obviously, once we get done with the last episode, it'll probably be about 40 minutes to an hour. Which means we'll still have, like, hours of time left. The plan is is that we're going to go back and do some of the older levels of the other characters and fix some of the grades and do some of the side quest shit, filler basically. And then when we played about an hour in, we'll do the last episode and finish it off from there. That's the only way I can see this working, because if we just do the last episode, we'll be done. We'll be done. And it also gives me a chance to talk with the community, talk with the chat, do some of the side quests that people don't even realize exist, because nobody actually does the side quest in this damn game, because the load times are bullshit. And it gives us a chance to explore a little bit more of the game. And then an hour in, I want to say an hour in, just in case I die a lot or something, I want to still have enough time to be in the time zone. We'll do the last episode, and then we'll go ahead and do final thoughts, talk with the audience, and then we'll pretty much end it from there. And that'll be the end of 06 forever, and we never have to deal with it. And then after 06, we're going to take another break from Sonic, because I need to make some preparation for Secret Rings, because that's the next game. I like Secret Rings, so I don't care. Also, I understand Secret Rings is a bad game, but like how this game is bad, but you like it, I like Secret Rings, and it's bad.
I respect that.
Yeah, and I realize Secret Rings has problems. It has problems at the fucking wazoo. But I enjoy the adventure aspect of it. I enjoy all the shit Sonic does in it.
Yeah.
But we won't do Secret Rings right away. I gotta do some prep before then. So we gotta get everything ready. First I have to find out where the fuck my sensor bar is gonna be. I gotta find my Wii U and dust it off. I gotta get all the shit together. I still have a physical copy of Secret Rings too, so that's good. Because a lot of people could just be like, why don't you just play it on the emulator? There's a joy about playing the physical versions of a game sometimes. Just having the case. Just having the CD in your hand. And honestly...
It's like you said, the raw experience.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm proud of even finding this game. Because remember, the dilemma and the reason that we put such a long hold on 06 was because I didn't have a physical version of 06. The minute I beat I want to say after I beat 06, when the credits finally rolled and I was done, I accidentally hit, I got up and my Xbox tilted over and scratched the game up while it was inside the console. So I could never play it again. So I wasn't in a hurry to buy the game anymore after that, because the game's horrible. But afterwards, years from now, 16 years later, so close to this time, I went to my grandmother's in another city, and I found a GameStop that happened to just have 06. And I bought it, and there. Yes, the console did kill my game. But yeah, so that was my 06 journey, is literally me going out of town and finding it at a random GameStop. And because of that one trip, we have Sonic 06 today.
Yep.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting. And afterwards, like I said, now that I'm done with that, I'm obviously going to move on to Secret Rings. And then after Secret Rings, I'm going to do Zero Gravity. And then after Zero Gravity, I'm going to do Black Knight. And then after Black Knight, I'm going to do, I think Colors is next after that.
No, I think it's Unleashed.
Oh shit, you're right, fuck. I'm going to put up a poll for that one, because I want people to, the poll is going to be, would you rather me play the Wii version of Unleashed or the Xbox 360/PS3 version of Unleashed?
Why would you ever choose to play the Wii version?
Because the Wii version's shorter and the Xbox 360 version takes forever.
But it's fulfilling.
The nighttime stages last 30 minutes, media.
You know what? You have a point there. Okay, I didn't know that.
And
All right.
instead of just moving from one level to the other, you have to find the sun medals and moon medals in the hub world. And you got to go backtrack and do side missions to get them.
You know what? Maybe that's the problem with me. I like that.
Whereas in the Wii version, all you have to do is you go to this hub world, but you don't move Sonic around in the hub world. You just click on different spots in the hub world, and then they'll give you sun and moon tokens, and then you can just sun and moon medals, and you can just move forward. And it just goes like that. So yeah. One is convenience, the other is quality.
Okay, all right. I feel you. I feel you. That makes sense to put a poll then.
So yeah, I'm gonna put a poll, and I know people are probably gonna want me to play the version that has the best frame rates and shit like that. So if we pick the Xbox 360 version, I'm not going to play a physical version of the. I know that sounds contradictory, but it's only because I know my Xbox will burn hard if I try to play Unleashed in its Xbox 360 format.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it'll burn the shit out of my Xbox. But the Xbox 360 was never meant to play Unleashed. Why do you think they kept advertising Unleashed on the Xbox S? Because that's the only console that can handle it and play it at 60 frames per second.
You're right.
So if I do that one, then I'll do an emulated version. But I will hold the physical copy up just to show that I have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anything, that's it for today's stream. Media, tell them where they can find you.
Alright guys, you guys can find me over at the Media Nut YouTube channel, as well as the Media Nut on many other social medias. I actually have a bit of an announcement video coming very soon, basically a Media Nut Direct come very soon, where you're going to get a lot of sneak peeks of content that I'm going to be making very soon, including collaborations with friends like Tyrone and other friends of ours. So, you know, look forward to that, and hopefully you guys can support me, support Tyrone, support all of our friends, and thank you so much for having me again. It was a great time. And to finish up, thank you guys so much for 19 viewers at the end of this. Very awesome, very cool.
And also
I had a great
thanks
time.
to you all, because obviously this game is terrible as all hell, but streaming it, we hit a milestone. 600 followers. We're at a whopping 600 followers. And who would have guessed that 06 would be the game in order to face that? So
I mean,
give
0600.
Stop. So give this game as much shit as you want. At the end of the day, it's responsible for the 600. Well, not all 600 of y'all, but it's the game that Jesus Christ. It's the game that milestoned our 600 follower count. So I really want to appreciate just each and every one of you guys for sticking around and watching me bitch and moan and complain about this terrible, weirdly not terrible game. It's terrible, but like we said before, it's at least memorable. I like this game more than Shadow the Hedgehog and Forces, and that's only because Shadow the Hedgehog is fucking monotonous and tedious, and you say the physics in this game are bad. Shadow the Hedgehog's physics are fucked. I hate them.
Yep.
But then you've got, but then outside of that, you've got, Forces, which is so forgettable that it's worse than being bad. At least when you're bad, you're memorably bad. This isn't, like, Forces isn't even memorably bad. Like, yeah, Forces doesn't even have a memory behind it. It's just bad and forgettable, which is worse. But we've rambled long enough. We're going to do an advertisement. Then we're going to do a raid. And then we're going to get the hell out of here. So, tomorrow, look forward to KG and I believe we're going to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels. So make sure you go check that out. So we're finally going to crack that game open. And then after that, on Friday, we're, KG and I, we'll be playing Pokemon Legend Arceus. So make sure you look out for that. We'll be streaming Legend Arceus. And then on Saturday, I'm doing the Roundtable. And then after the Poke Roundtable, I'm going to stream Legend Arceus again. So you get 2 days of Legend Arceus content and a Poke Roundtable. So that's 3 streams in the next 2 days. So make sure, well actually no, that's 4 streams in the next 2 days. So yeah, make sure you look forward to all of those great things. Let's go ahead and do an advertisement. And let's get the hell out of here, because I'm tired of listening to this song on loop.
I never get tired of it.
Of course you don't. We gotta find out who we're gonna raid. Okay. I found someone.
Alright, who are you thinking?
Alright, we're gonna raid Guild House. Guild House is playing Smash Brothers.
Nice. Oh, at some point I gotta fight you guys with Sora again.
Oh god. Alright, so get ready to raid Guild House. Because we're hopping over there and Guild House is playing Smash Brothers. So let's head on over there.